for session 2. I'm your DM, Nathan. I've got all these lovely heroes or villains or what, I don't know what they're going to be. I don't care. At this table right here. And we're going to jump into session 2 of an 8-session campaign called Weave of the Ninestone. If you're interested in some basic information about the world itself, you'll be able to find a link either in the description or maybe in a QR code or maybe after the video's uploaded. I don't know. It'll be out there. It's a way for you to get caught up on the world. But I'm going to give you a recap right now, as well as making a few very brief mechanical and lore-based retcons, some quick changes from last week to help clarify and set the universe up in a great way. For those who have no idea what is going on or what we are talking about, here is the short breakdown. We live in a world, this world specifically, single continent surrounded by endless waters on all sides with 8 nations. These nations are built upon 8 precious gemstones. The obligatory lean right and grab one of these. Just gonna hold it like this. Magic stone. So these gemstones correspond to the 8 schools of magic, and so all the spells that our heroes can access in their adventure come explicitly and exclusively from weaving the magic from these gemstones. There's lots of really cool, interesting things that go with that. Like, what does it mean when you weave a stone that is so powerful that it can become a completely different spell? Or what does it mean if you can have so many stones in hand that you can use them for combat purposes or for negotiation or for trade? That's basically what the world is about. And so this is a sandbox campaign. And all of these players have been given a very simple premise. They are all students at the university. The Celestial Conservatory specifically, where they have just met the headmaster Zagria, one of the professors, Professor Molnor, and were given an opportunity in the first session to reflect upon the things in their lives that got them there. So let me do a quick recap on that, and then we are going to do a little bit of retcon before we actually begin today's session. So in order, in order of how they aired last week, we followed Aerie's story in which her father took over as sort of a dictator in the city of Crya in the Amethyst Kingdom, sort of this power-hungry mercantile savant. And although Aerie picked up some of her dad's traits and skills, she was mortified when he not only took over the city and subjected the lower class to basically slave labor and military work, but then executed one of her dear friends named Sora, along with several others of an insurgence that she was a part of for several months on the steps of the Cryan High Court. And she is sort of sworn to be able to free those people and to overthrow her father's regime. Second, we learned about Cypress Oakweaver. He was originally sort of the poor son of parents that were servants in King Aderon's palace. Here's where the first piece of retcon comes in. I think I depicted King Aderon in your scene. We are changing that. We're going to say that that was instead a steward of his because, number one, King Aderon would never, ever allow himself the risk of associating with the lower class in his own palace. So he has lots of delegation for that responsibility. And 2, I frankly don't think he would ever talk to your mom that way. We're going to give him a little bit more nuance. We're going to make him a little more interesting than just that. So the steward, mean guy. We can beat him later if y'all decide to go back. But we're going to say that was not King Aderon. That was instead someone else. Cypress then journeyed and was lost, found himself in the Opal Refuge under the caretaking of Meraldi, one of the Fey mothers in the forest, who then taught him the art of cross-weaving and hearing the rhythmic beats inside of gemstones so that he could cross-weave frequencies, which we talked about. And then he went on his way, became sort of an eco-terrorist, trying to destroy all sorts of trades and labors that were deforesting or subjugating the land in unhealthy ways. So he found his way to the conservatory as well. Third, we got to meet Uyanga of the Kalka tribe. Her patriarch father, Tumulin, was under a severe amount of pressure from the Crimson Rhino and the Ruby Empire. But he wanted to take a more passive stance. Uyanga, a bard, grew up learning to sing songs the way that her grandmother Dolgoon taught her. She knew that there was more for their tribe and set out on her own, riding on the back of her horse Sar, to go and learn what it meant to share the stories of her people, hopefully finding either resources or allies along the way to help to free her people from under the oppressive stranglehold of the Ruby Empire. Then number 4, we jumped over to Lupin's journey. Lupin was entirely raised, kind of a fish out of water, where she only knew the Opal Refuge, which is unlike those who typically find themselves there after weary lives. Despite not experiencing much of the torment of the outside world, her mother, Meraldi, raised her to show compassion. And when she decided she wanted to go out into the world to learn more about how to bring about peace between the 8 nations, her mother also tasked her with finding her father. giving her an oak woven locket, which she now has and can give to her father in the hopes that he will remember a time that was lost in his own memory. A time when he fell in love with a Fae Queen. So, that is out there. Number 5, we got to meet Prince Axios of the Embermane Pride. Down to the Topaz Tribes, this fourth-born son to the King Zareth of the Leonids, this lion-like group of people. They have a lot of, pun intended, pride in their combat above all else, but for the sake of protecting those who are dear to them, as they are an incredibly loyal family. During his rite of passage ceremony, he decided that instead of displaying the discipline his father raised him to be like, that he would instead try to, if I'm quoting your father, swag on his older brothers in combat, and as a direct result, failed his combat by trial, then being subjugated to the second piece of the trial, which is a 2-week exile. Instead, he decided that he was going to take his grandfather Luxon's mystic war pick and go out into the world to make himself stronger in his own terms, not merely along the traditions of the Leonid people. And finally, last but certainly not least, is Aegon the Starry-Eyed. This Goliath was born in the mountains north of the Amethyst Kingdom, referred to as the Auroran Hollow, where celestial skylines and lights echo across the different mountaintops that are there. And as a young boy, he was too, well, star-eyed to be any subsistence for himself, hunting and gathering. So he was exiled to die. But when a mysterious older man projected an astral form of himself to welcome him into his dojo, the young Goliath lived many years with Master Vareni, the prophet of Taurus, and the two of them grew very close as he learned the ways of the monk, and then subsequently received a recommendation from his master to go to the Celestial Conservatory where he could learn more about seizing the stars. And after all of that, we got to see our 6 heroes join together in the courtyard of the Celestial Conservatory, where they relived these memories and were prepared for whatever would happen next. Whether through studies, through adventuring, through combat, whatever it takes, these individuals have everything in their possession to gain the strength, the resources, or the connections they need to change the world around them. And since this is a sandbox campaign, I'm excited to see where they go. This is Weave of the Ninestone, Session 2! So, a few changes to the format for those of you who are watching. Obviously, some huge improvements. Thanks to Annie for developing a custom companion app that we players and DMs are using. Not to mention that we have a little bit of a visual aid over there, which you at home should be able to see every now and then when I need to pull up like a character image or maybe a map to show the table. We're going to be working out the kinks as we get along, so I hope that is reasonable for everyone watching this on playback or at home live. The second thing is that we've got all sorts of information on the campaign at large at a link. We call it the hub of Weave of the Ninestone, and we'll provide a link for that as well. So you can actually go and read up on the characters and the main quests and our PCs and all the interesting entities that live in this world. It's a big world, after all, and it's helpful to know just where everything falls into place. So with that said, we are going to start with back in the courtyard. The moment all of you have just had these absolute revelations, at least 2 of you being given memories that were not even in your psyches, in your consciences. I mean, Cypress, you just remembered several years of your life as they were brought back to you in this moment. Oof.
Enlightening.
So what does Cypress do right now? This has all happened. What is he saying? What's he doing?
I mean, he kind of sits. He's just like too much to stand anymore, and he's like kind of stares off in the distance as if like trying to find more of those memories. Yeah. But also trying to process the ones he did see.
Yeah. Let's see if you can find more of those memories. Ooh. Can you roll me a wisdom save?
Oh boy. Wisdom save?
Yeah. 11. Okay. Cypress. As we described last session, the memories of the several years of time you spent with Meraldi walking through the oak groves with some of your siblings, such as Lupin, your sort of adopted sister, you are trying to keep the color in those memories, but almost like a really old film reel. it's like there are distortions in the memory as they begin to fade. With an 11, I'll say that you are already failing to remember the names of anyone other than Meraldi. You are already, even moments after this orb gave you a lot of these strong, powerful memory visualizations, you are finding yourself trying to grasp and failing to remember these particular things that happened during your upbringing there.
Is that what he looks like? Yeah. He's just kind of like blinking a lot and getting sadder as it goes.
Gotcha. So now, Headmaster Zagria, actually seen in front of you right here, she steps up and she says, all right, now I can understand if there are plenty of emotions that are running through this group of students. I'll remind the viewers at home that there are about 100 students that are first years at the Celestial Conservatory, all of which are simultaneously having these like epiphany, like emotional runbacks. So they're all some of them are completely overwhelmed. I mean, Ares' story is a really good example of that. Some of them are embarrassed, kind of like Prince Axios' story. Some of them are really determined, like Uyanga's story. And some of them are having absolutely fond and lovely memories, like our friend Peter, the halfling, who's remembering memories of eating green cheese with his halfling parents in a small little sort of like Shire-like village.
I hope we signed a waiver for this.
This sounds like college.
It was all there.
Just having just graduated, this sounds like college.
So
finals week, everybody just standing there experiencing emotions.
exactly. So like Cypress, as he's sort of blinking there, a lot of you are kind of just dumbstruck. So Headmaster Zagria continues. She says, I understand that there must be a lot of thoughts and emotions running through this group. But the reason that we provide these back to you is because it is important to remember where you came from and the opportunities that you have. This year is a special year. And it's not only because it's my first year as headmaster over the Celestial Conservatory. I myself have much to learn, of course. But it is because there are rumors. We at the Sapphire Scholars are we are not distant from the words that have been traveling between adventurers and merchants over the past few months that there may be a 9th magical gemstone in existence.
I knew it.
She pauses and she looks to her side, and next to her is Professor Molnor, the one that actually produced these orbs for all of you. He steps forward, his sort of long, stringy black hair kind of like draping over his face. He says, the rumors do have that this magic may be able to harness the powers of all the other gemstones. Sapphires, emeralds, amethysts, all of them. I don't think it's an overstatement to say that the stakes are greater than anything we ourselves have sought to solve here at the university. And it is important that we prepare you for what's to come. We thought that by providing you these memories, you would be rekindled in your desires to seize your stars. He looks back at Headmaster Zagria. She speaks up. Well, and with that in mind, we want to announce something very special. Typically, the Library of Evolution holds an opportunity. As most of you probably know, the Library of Evolution is a heavily fortified city of secrets. The research there is too powerful for common people to have access to, and only those with a secure access membership are able to move into the vaults and discover the kinds of magic and research that have been done by the most top-tier scholars of the entire region. But every year, we provide an opportunity for a group of students from each of the 3 conservatories to go and to learn as much as they can in a matter of days while at the Library of Evolution. The other conservatories have different ways of selecting who these delegates will be. The Lunar Conservatory exclusively allows their highest level 3rd year students to take exams that they then rank, with the highest performing being given a pass to the Library of Evolution. And the Solar Conservatory has more of a democratic process where they elect delegates to represent them and learn about the things at the Library of Evolution. But we believe that there is something more special than that here that all of you provide something too distinct to be written into an exam, and too complex to be voted on in a group system. So, Professor Molnor and I have decided to change the way that we send our delegates this year. We are going to allow all of you to register in adventuring parties. If you can prove to our committee of professors here at the faculty that your party has the dynamic skills that it takes to utilize this power to bring good to the world, even in the midst of a new magical force, then we will consider you our delegates for this year. At this moment, for the first time, you hear voices. They are coming from the second balconies above the courtyard, surrounding you. And you can tell on a first glance that these are not the freshmen, so to speak, the first years because they're holding crystals. These are upperclassmen. They're standing there, they're kind of just leaning, some just leaning, kind of talking to each other, not really paying attention. You know how upperclassmen are, right? But at this point, you hear all of them groan. What? Are you serious? Like, what is she talking about? And she holds up a hand, and they all immediately silence. She says, I know that this is not the norm, and normally we would allow only our upperclassmen the chance to apply. But if the world is changing this quickly, we need the largest pool of the most ready and capable students. And perhaps it will be a group of first years that prove themselves. I am not one to say, but I will be one to judge. So, at this point, if you find that you have found a party of no more than 6 adventurers, you may go to Professor Molnor in his office and register yourselves to compete at the year's end in what will now be referred to as the Delegate Cup, where we will determine exactly who will be worthy of gaining such knowledge. Remember, the Library of Evolution is not only about power, it is about insight, it is about wisdom, sometimes about compassion, and about justice. Perhaps the library is where you can find someone that you've been missing for a long time, discover a new form of power that you've never seen before, or rewrite the fabric of how magic works in our world. And if that isn't exciting to all of you, then I don't know what will be. You are here at the Celestial Conservatory, after all. She winks. Alright, well, I will be walking around campus. Please say hello if you ever get the chance. And, of course, good luck in your studies. And she turns. Her long tail always causes her long blue silk, robe to, flutter every time she spins. It's whipping it behind her like a sash. But it's probably not intentional, that's just how it looks. And then she walks away with the professor also leaving with her. And you all are in the courtyard. What do you do?
So I have seen Cypress, reeling from this. I feel like he's pretty close by me.
Mm-hmm.
So I stand there for a moment just kind of going, all of these are very odd people that I have never dealt with before. But he looks like he's struggling. And he kind of reminds me of my brother. So I go over to him. Are you still sitting on the ground, Cypress? Yeah. Oh. I go over to him and kind of put my hand on his shoulder. Go, are you alright?
No.
Oh no.
Roll a wisdom save again.
18.
That's much better.
You remember your mother's name. Your adopted mother's name.
That's that's the only thing I remember. It was an 18.
Yeah.
Wait.
Sorry. You have not forgotten anything additional to what I've already said.
Okay.
My point is that that's
It
pretty
didn't
much the
get
most that
worse?
you can muster right now.
Okay.
It didn't get worse.
Like my adopted mother,
Morality.
Yes. Not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember everything before the Opal Refuge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I in, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We're gonna assume all of you are within earshot of all of
Okay,
you.
do I
Just you're all-
recognize him? Because,
Do you-
we've
So
worked together before.
yeah, you see him there. Let's say he hasn't seen you yet. Yeah, you see him. You
Okay,
recognize him.
I'm gonna go up and just kind of
Wait, when did y'all work together?
he helped out with the
Yeah. In my
enrollment
travels
searches.
back up from Nopal.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know if we
yeah,
ever
yeah.
actually covered that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go up and kind of like hang out near him, see her talking to him, and just kind of like hover in the background.
And then I hear
Moraldies.
I hear him say Moraldi. Say, did you just say Moraldi?
Yes.
I know who you are.
You do? You do? You do? Do I,
I remember-
recognize,
I
You remember everything about him.
do I recognize her at all?
Roll again.
22. Good math.
You feel very close to this person. You don't really know why, but morality has something to do with it.
Do I look like Moraldi? I'm her
Yes.
daughter.
Yes,
Vaguely.
you do. Yeah.
Can I see her wolf bear? Big dog and the big dude. Yeah, I'm gonna wander over to the big dog.
Big dog.
Are you Meraldi?
I'm her daughter.
Who is Meraldi?
You don't remember
I
your adopted mom?
I have a name. That's all I know.
Lupin, you would know that humanoids, non-fey creatures, have a really hard time fighting against essentially the memory wipe that caused
Since
that.
I'm half Fae.
Yeah,
I'm
since you're
fine
half Fae,
with it.
it's easier for you to hold on to these things. And because you were so close with him, you do clearly remember him right now. But I'll be having you roll at some point as well, just half as frequently, because, frankly, the orb refreshed those memories for you, too. There was a period of time where you may not have remembered him, but for now, you do. Here he is, and you know his relationship with your mother.
Who
Yeah.
is she?
Well, she took care of you when the Opal Refuge found you.
I've been there?
Yeah.
Why don't I remember it?
Well, you're human.
Roll it.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Oh. Oh no.
That's a 9.
Yikes.
You hear something in your head. It's a memory you had there. It was before you left, but it's getting fuzzy. It's a rhythm of some kind, but it sounds like.
That is not as much of a bop.
No, not quite.
The speaker was underwater.
It's literally like the speaker was underwater.
Any sounds that like maybe were a song, but I don't think it's a song. If it is,
Hey.
it's not on the charts.
Can I how tall are you again? Like,
I'm 5.
You can be whatever height you want to be.
You honestly said you were like 4 foot something.
Yeah, I was
But
like,
with
So-
like with the wings.
We'll
I'm
say
like
4'8".
twice as tall as you. So I looked at you and I'm like, is that your dog?
Wolf bear.
Cool. Can I pet it?
Just pet the nose.
Alright,
He likes
I'm gonna
it.
pet the nose.
You're gonna
And
go
then I
approach
just,
her beast.
I would like to do that, yeah.
Okay. Do you do anything to prep your animal for this, or how does
I
Fern react to this?
He's really friendly.
Is he?
If
Cool.
If I look at Fern in the
He's just a
eyes for
friendly
a
guy.
long time,
Cool. I need you to roll animal handling regardless.
Animal handling. Wait, I didn't see what it was.
It was
It was
6.
six.
Thanks, guys. Animal handling is not looking great, friends. It's a 7.
You got a 7.
Yeah, that's great.
Great. Fern bristles the moment you touch the back of his head.
All right.
He seems to not trust you around his owner, his master.
I guess that makes sense. I'm looking tall.
It's pretty tall.
well,
So,
he's as tall as,
I have an
as
idea.
you. My wolf bear is as big as you.
Oh, sweet.
Also
So I have an
alive.
idea for
Yes.
you. I've seen something. I've seen a lot of things, but I've seen something, and basically, some people up north, they're smaller. They're like dwarves or whatever. They ride around on like big bull things. They're kind of like goats but bigger. With these cool
Yaks?
sandals. You could say those. I don't know.
Yes.
We didn't talk to them. We just saw them off in the distance. I saw a lot of things. I didn't talk to a lot of people.
Oh. Fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, we could make a saddle, and you could ride on your wolf bear, and that'd be super cool.
I've been riding bareback for a while, so that would be
I
nice.
know saddle making.
Bear. You're maybe really small, but I like you because you're funny.
All right.
I hear
I'm
some
gonna-
laughing, and I'm kind of like, I'm just like trying to read my class schedule.
It sounds like a landslide.
But I'm so I'm reading my class schedule,
Yeah.
but I'm also trying to figure out a way to insert myself into the conversation
Oh,
because
okay.
because I feel really lonely. I'm like, I don't have any friends here yet, and so I notice
her outfit is like kind of Topaz tribesy.
Yeah.
And so I basically go up and I kind of awkwardly say like, "Hey, like, are you from the Topaz tribes?"
Yes,
I just noticed your outfit. Sorry, I'm just
no. That's all right. I haven't left my valley much. Where is your tribe from?
Oh, so I'm from a pride, but we're, around, like, the southern area of the Topaz tribes. It was actually just nice to, like, kind of see some familiarity all the way up north. Do you have your class schedule?
I don't,
It would just be cool if we
Hey, another dog!
I'm sorry, what did you call me?
I don't know, I just saw this dog and I thought you kind of looked similar.
My dog is gonna come up and lick you.
Oh,
My wolf bear.
Well, then,
that's pretty
this
cute.
is unfair.
I want to play to my character. I have trouble trusting people. My wolf bear is how I sense trust. Or
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh,
I
no.
feel like I was-
So he just licked the lion over here.
Wait,
Oh, can I pet this guy?
Yeah, you can pet him.
so
I'm
you're
cool with
not a
this.
dog?
you look.
I don't understand.
I'm
I've never
actually-
seen you before, or anyone like you.
So I understand the confusion with the mane and like
Right.
the cat face.
Yeah, emphasis
What is a
on
cat?
I'm actually a Leonin. It's like
Oh.
have you heard of lions?
No, I've lived in the mountains for like a while.
So
I guess we have like panthers.
do you know what? Yeah. So okay, a lion's
Okay.
like a panther, except with a lot more hair. And I'm like,
Do you also have really big hairballs? Because I had a pet panther.
You
when
know,
I was
People want to know.
that's kind of a personal question. I don't really feel comfortable discussing that with a stranger.
Sorry.
Well,
So while that's happening,
That was-
I just walk up to
I'm also gonna pet the pet fern.
I'm gonna let you roll as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vindication.
Yeah, my English.
That's 10.
Oh, you're rolling there. Got it. Yes. Well, he's not gonna nip at you. You're confident in that.
Great.
Or what do bears do?
I don't think he
They're
likes me.
bite.
I think
Bite,
because I'm
maul.
because I'm a
Mauling
feline.
levels are at a
I
level.
mean, a bear could probably they have really big paws, so they could basically
How tall
just
are you?
soft
Like
paw you.
backhand
It's
you?
a hand.
So a wolf bear just looks
Okay,
like a
so
giant wolf
he's
that's
almost taller than
fluffier
you.
and thicker and taller, and the paws
Yeah.
are just gigantic.
I'm
Yep,
like
that's how I saw it.
I'm as tall as
I
she
love
is with her.
hearing
Yeah,
like
keep
memory
going.
wipe stuff with him. I'm gonna walk up and a whopping 5'8". Remember
no,
me?
Very.
You do remember me. Good.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a friendly face.
Hi, how are you?
You know,
How are things back
they
with the Emerald Insurgents?
Yeah, you know nothing of what happened to the Emerald Insurgents. You left them kind of on your own terms.
I'm gonna like kind of steel myself. Things could be better.
What's up?
Not something I want to get into at the moment. But it's nice to see you, friend.
Yeah, you too.
I'm like awkward. All of this is happening, and I'm kind of like awkwardly edging
I'm
away.
still trying to like compare classes. So this one,
I like hesitantly. I have like a belt pouch, and I like hesitantly pull up my class schedule. All of these people
Yeah.
are so foreign
Wait,
to
so
me.
I'm like really confused. That's a dog. No, you're not a dog. You have a dog.
I'm a
Is it
sill.
a dog?
I'm a sill.
What is that?
Say it with me. What's your name?
I'm Aegon.
Aegon. Say it
Aegon.
with me. It's a wolf bear.
Wolf bear. Cool. More wolf or more bear?
It's half and half, buddy.
Awesome. So, wolf bear. Bear wolf could be the same. Half and half. Buddy. You're not a dog. You're a lion.
Yep.
I have also a class schedule.
Do we have any classes?
I don't know.
While we're at it.
Do you have yours?
Oh, I think we have like
I go.
Do you have astrology
Really?
101 with that one guy who
please.
spoke with the candle over his eye?
Say what
Do any of us have anything in common?
I have Professor Fun
Oh my god! Everyone roll a d6.
on Tuesdays,
I got a
right?
5.
Oh, freaking one! I got a 6.
We 3 got
Okay, just hold up
5s.
your numbers. Cool. You two share one class. You 3 share a class. You're alone again.
Hey, that's a bummer, buddy. Hey, so like we share a class, so that's really cool.
Is it Professor Fungi?
Yeah!
You have herbalism and botany 101 with Professor Fun Guy.
Sweet!
Okay,
Okay.
you and I need to get
What
lunch
time is it,
sometime,
though?
Hey,
Yeah,
Aegon.
for sure. I have so many questions for you.
Yeah, we gotta
My
catch
bad.
up.
Well, it looks like
I'm
we
very
have
large,
6
loud.
here.
Yeah, so while y'all are doing this thing, your sheets, you start hearing voices in the courtyard as students are kind of like leaving, and you hear things like, "All right, we got our party. Woo, let's go and get registered." And you hear something else like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we've got no more spots left. Sorry.
What?
Oh, how about over here? Yeah, we've got 2 spots. Oh, you too. Come on, join us." And people are joining very quickly. And you
Cream cheese.
I do it.
Liz Green Cheese, why don't you roll perception so you can find it?
Cheese!
I'm gonna have Cypress do it. He's the one that's
Okay.
looking. This represents kind of the whole group.
No. We've lost
Oh.
cream cheese.
8.
8?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah, man. You lost him in the crowd. He's so small. He's hard to find.
I'm
People
very
just-
I guess we'll have to. I guess we'll have to
bet.
take Axios
Bummer.
since we lost cream cheese.
I think that we should be
I
a
have a
group.
warm
I agree. We
So-
have 6. There's no reason we shouldn't
I
register.
agree with
I
the
mean,
woman
I
with the
guess-
wolf bear.
I'll switch to herbalism with fun guy if y'all let me in.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So at that moment, you actually see that this taller, sort of lanky. He's got brown hair, short haircut. He's a human. He walks over. He's wearing what kind of looks like a designer Adidas jacket looking thing. So he's got got black leather coming down,
hate
like
him
singles
already.
over. Good, I guess. He's like, "Hey, just thought I'd check here real fast before we all lock in our classes and all that. Are any of y'all Celestial Legacies? Do we have any recommendation letters from?" I just wanted to check.
So,
Anyone?
I mean, I have a letter.
Here,
But it's-
let me see that.
Well, I can't.
What do you mean?
It's for the headmaster.
Hey,
He said only to give it to her.
mm,
This is really important.
all right. How about this? Who's it from?
No.
Excuse me?
I don't. Who are you again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm surprised you didn't even know.
Younga's already bristling. She does not like him.
Sassy.
My wolf bear's peeing a little bit.
Important. The people needed to know that.
So this guy, he takes what kind of looks like a prepared pose, like a stance in front of you. So he kind of just puts his hands down, like he's trying too hard to look like he's not trying. And he goes, "I mean, I'm Derek, and
Derek.
That makes sense.
Really? Because you look like a brat.
I'm a 4th generation legacy here at the Celestial Conservatory, and hey, some of my fathers and grandfathers, they've been truth keepers up at the Library of Evolution for multiple generations. Hey, I'm just saying, if anyone was going to have a good chance to get into the library at the end of the year, it's probably going to be me. So I'm trying to put together a superstar team. No hard feelings, but if you don't have a recommendation, you're probably not getting in. That's all I was asking. If you want it, I would love to see this letter of yours and see if you can make the cut.
I think we're fine.
Dude.
Well, he already said
I'm
he
not
doesn't
talking
want
to you. Sorry, this
Hey,
gentleman right here.
I don't know if that's entirely necessary. I just met that small person, but you're smaller,
I already.
and I don't like you.
I believe we already have a team put together. If you have so many recommendations, why don't you have one?
This is your team right here. You've got a Leonid whose shield looks like it has never seen battle before. You've got
The Warpnik
what's
has-
this guy doing? He looks like he forgot his own name over here sitting in the corner.
It's
And a second ago, I heard all of you chanting cream cheese. I don't think y'all are adventuring material, but
Well, I
and
guess
look,
we'll find out, won't we?
if you want a recommendation, here's 3. He pulls them out. Do you want to look at them, or do you not want to look at them?
Hey, Derek.
I look at him.
So
Okay. He's like,
Hey.
"Sure, here, I've got copies. They're framed on my wall. You know why? That's Professor Molnor's recommendation right there. He was a good friend of my father's. That's from my father, and that's from my grandfather, Truthkeeper Prionis. Ever heard of him?
No.
Okay, fair enough. None of you have heard of him. He's what would effectively be referred to. He his power level would be kind of like the Supreme Court Justice of the Sapphire Scholars.
Oh, that makes
Just
Alright.
just as just like here you go.
Oh.
So he's like, I just told you I have copies in my room.
Well, you don't have these. And I put it in my pocket to recycle those.
Do a cycle.
Sound effects from Lupin over here. So he's like, alright, fine. Well, I guess it's your funeral, so to speak. Or literally, if you decide to go dungeoneering anytime soon. I don't see any combat skills in this group.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe this guy over here. He points to your werebear, to your to Fern. He's
I
like,
want my werebear to sneeze on you.
you're going to command your werebear to sneeze on him?
She has
I can see that he's going to sneeze, and I just lead him to your face. Near to you.
I'm gonna make you roll for it. DC 12, animal handling. You can command Fern to sneeze on this guy.
D20. Yeah. You have to be a 12.
16.
19.
19.
Plus
So
whatever your
Fern,
animal handling
whatever.
is.
Fern, literally, so let's just say that you've got this like secret code, this symbol that you use, Lupin. So sometimes you'll like tap on Fern, or maybe you'll like do what is your signal?
I got
It's a 24.
24.
So what's your secret signal for this guy to just like sneeze on Derek here?
I'll pull a hair on.
It's like he's like a
on
particular.
Fern's side.
Okay, cool. So Fern, he's very responsive. He knows
that bad boy.
the signals. He's
Fern
very
and I are.
So he kind of just like he kind of barrels over a little bit. He's kind of like when he's all the way down, he's big, but he can be unassuming. He moves slowly, right? So he kind of just walks over while Derek is kind of mocking, you as a group, but also talking to Cypress, and then he like absolutely hawks a loogie onto his shoe. And what's so weird about this, and might just be kind of like a little taste of the Opal Refuge showing, is that this is not like he just sneezed. It was calculated. He very intentionally brought it into his mouth just so he could spit it onto him. And Derek, right after complimenting him, by the way, he's like, "This guy's cool. How much does he cost? Maybe he can join my party instead." That's when Fern immediately hawks Loogie on his shoe. And he goes, "Oh!"
I don't think he'll be joining.
Did I know how to make animals do that?
And while he's doing that, Bianca just steps forward and says, "I think we're fine. As you've noticed, none of us needed recommendation letters to get in."
He's like, "All right, well, hey, look.
Right though.
When you go crawling back to me, then you're gonna see just how ridiculous all of this is. You're wasting your time, And he's sort of talking mostly to himself as he walks.
Oh, hey, Derek! Do you know where the headmaster's office is? Because I got a recommendation from her, not Molnor.
Which isn't technically true.
Well, I mean, whatever. He doesn't have to know that.
So, because of course, just for those who don't know, his recommendation came from the Master Bereni, who was a friend of Headmaster.
So can I put down Derek as obliterated?
We're gonna put him down as hostile. Let's put him down as hostile.
Maybe we made a fairly powerful enemy of ourselves.
We might have. No, we fine.
No, we fine. Okay, so while y'all are,
Honestly,
I suppose.
he'll probably be cleaning his shoe for a few days
Weeks.
or weeks.
Their
I don't know.
snot smells rancid.
I can buy that.
I believe that.
Okay, so
I think I remember that.
this just happened. Your note that the courtyard is basically empty.
Do we
Many
know-
of those people are heading towards the Professor Molnor's office to register.
Okay.
So I
that was my
question.
question. I think we should.
Do we all have to be there? Because I do actually need to take this letter to the headmaster. Do you know if we all have to be there?
We all need to be there.
You inferred from his earlier statement that only one of you needs to be present to register.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Who wants to
I'm gonna
go
go
to
ahead
the
and take
where?
this. Do you guys want to catch up at the Celestial Library?
I'm hungry. Can we go?
We could go grab some food.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right,
to
we'll meet up at the food court in
Yeah.
a bit. I don't know how to say food in this voice.
Food court.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
if y'all are gonna kind of be doing your things on campus, let's get a look at that campus. Observatory. It's decently big. You'll notice that there are 4 pods for dorms there on the bottom left, center right, top right, and far left. But in the center, you've got kind of your main courtyard. You've got a few additional research facilities. There's like a faculty sort of area. It's both where they live and where they do some of their professional work. There are some like gardens that you can go and
What is
explore.
this thing?
That right there is called the Garden of Taurus.
No
Let's
way.
make that up now.
Wait, hang on a second.
I made it up before now.
For now.
Is
I
this,
know that.
is this just the celestial, or does this
This
include
is-
moon and?
No, this is just your
Okay.
campus. These are your
Wait,
campus.
where are we right now?
And for what it's worth,
Here.
point to something. I'll tell you what it is, and then I'm sure it will now exist.
Where's my dorm?
Is this like the library?
Wait, do we all live in the same dorm?
Yeah.
Can we all live in the same dorm?
Do we live in the same dorm?
you don't know that.
Hey,
Who would you ask to learn more
Have
about
we
this?
moved in?
We probably should
Is
go
that
out
just
on
showed
my
up.
schedule. We should probably go.
You like schedules a lot.
I'm just like, what materials would I have gotten as a freshman? Yeah, we should
Hey, is
probably.
there a bookstore with really overpriced merchandise?
Yeah, where's that on that map?
Are you asking someone? There's no one around you.
We should go. We should
Okay,
go ask Mulnor.
We should
Who-
ask
yeah,
yeah, as we register.
Whoever
Okay.
needs
We
to
gotta
register,
find
we
it.
should-
I'll go
Okay.
to register.
Okay, cool.
You coming with?
So what we'll do this. We'll do this in
Yeah, I
pieces
mean,
here. So
seems
Professor
right in
Molnar's
this
office
place.
is in one of the main faculty lounges or faculty areas, which is centered left. So right there, you
Okay.
got it.
Okay.
So
Wait,
y'all,
where are we currently?
right
In
there,
the big
big
area.
building. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. It's kind of it's a big dome-like overhang that has like celestial bodies that move underneath
yeah.
the sun and moon right there. It's got kind of like, I don't know if you remember like the buried librarian Avatar. It's kind of like got that mechanic going on. But you were in that main courtyard. You have those balconies that go up second and third stories where some of the upperclassmen happen to be standing. There aren't most of the classrooms are there. But since you're going to Professor Molnor's office specifically, you kind of walk over there. Who's going to that area right now?
I'll go, but before I know Cypress. I didn't catch any of your names.
Oh, I'm Axios.
Axios.
Oh yeah, we should do. I'm Aegon.
Aegon.
You should point to me,
I'm.
bro.
Oh my bad.
Either. It's
I'm
fine.
very
Aegon.
tall.
It's nice to meet you.
Lupin.
Lupin.
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't see you
Booyaka.
behind my
Yeah,
book.
I'm Aerie.
And she said, but I'm Cypress.
I
And
Hi.
who's your friend?
Okay.
Fern.
Fern.
Oh,
Fern.
what a lovely name.
Fern is the bear.
Can I get
Werewolf.
that fur?
You get that
Cool.
Fern.
All right.
I think Fern remembers you.
How
Does
does
Fern remember
Whoa,
me?
cool.
how does
Ooh, that is interesting.
Oh.
How good is
Roll with
a
advantage,
bear's
dog.
memory for
I mean, they're not
something like that?
humanoid.
You've only been gone. Well, you've been gone for a few years, right?
Yeah.
It's probably pretty good, but
Give it a roll.
oh
Probably
man,
like sniff.
let's do this. This will be fun.
Oh,
we need
dear.
to represent the entire relationship you built up with Fern over a few years, over the several years you were at the Oval
Yeah.
Refuge. Roll animal handling 3 times, and that will represent where his memories of you, like your entire
Alright.
time together.
So 11, 14, and 12.
Those are the final numbers?
Yeah.
11, 14, and 12? He likes you. He remembers that you were a kind, friend
He's gonna
of
go sit.
Lupin.
Fern's gonna go lay on top of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Since Fern's stance towards you is just straight up, like he likes you, he considers you a friend, you can command him to do anything for the sake of your brother, and he'll do it. No rolls required, it's pretty obvious. That
So
he likes you.
I kind of I'm looking
Hi.
at this and I
Good to
how is
see
Fern
you
with other animals?
again.
Huh?
How is Fern with other animals?
Docile.
He was fine with me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yo, you're an animal.
I have a horse.
Oh.
I was maybe
I ate a
we could
horse
go
once.
riding together.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. We need a pretty big
What?
force, though. There's a lot of shaking of the ground that
Yeah, I'm
happens.
sure.
Is that not
yes.
normal?
Yeah, there are definitely
No, I've
forests
eaten
that
a lot
are
of crabs.
around the conservatory, not in the conservatory, but yeah, there are definitely forests
Do you
nearby.
have your horse here?
Yes, she's in the
Sustainably
stables.
cut?
Where are the stables?
Ooh, good question. The stables are very bottom left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Very
sense.
bottom left, and
That's
actually
pretty good.
on the southern wall, right there. We're gonna say it's those buildings.
Oh,
Cool.
I see.
Yeah, stables.
Hey, where's the headmaster's office?
I sleep
if I can
on
ask.
my.
The headmaster's office is also next to where Professor Molnor's office is.
Okay, so we'll all
head the
walk
same
over
way.
there.
Oh, okay.
I can say,
So,
okay, I'm
I'm
thinking
gonna
that
real
like this
quick-
whole conversation has probably been happening while we're
Yes.
walking
Yes,
over
you're
there.
walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
I sleep on my werebear as my bed.
I have an
I'd
idea.
like my werebear to be in my room with me.
Yes.
I have an idea.
She has special accommodations.
You just talked about your
Emotional
horse.
support animal.
yes.
I think I briefly looked at the map when I walked in. I think we can go to the stable and say hi to your horse on the way to the headmaster and also the professor's office. It's probably on the way.
All
It
right.
is definitely
so.
not on the
It is definitely not.
Guys,
I'm down.
I'm pretty sure it's on the way.
Aegon.
Let's do
No,
it.
this is the right choice.
I'm
Would we have
I mean,
any
he
information
knows.
like to counter that that?
Oh, you're positive it's not on
I'm
the
not quite
list.
sure that that's.
Well, I mean, are we in that much of a rush,
I
though?
suppose.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
worth a shot to go.
Okay, I say
I
we
would
pretty
like
sure
to
I'm
get
right.
registered
This is
soon.
just, we like, okay, DM, can we like montage over going and seeing my horse?
Yes, you can montage over the horse.
So what's the soundtrack
I
called?
love my horse, but like,
Yeah. Real quick, as a measure between this and this, as a measure between this and this, everyone show me how much your character likes Sar the horse, just based on your personality. 3, 2, 1, go.
yay!
Lots of love for Sar. It
We
looks
love
like.
my star.
Cool. And then I am gonna roll for Fern and Sar here. We're gonna see how much they like each other. Sar,
right.
Fern.
Uh-oh.
That's either really good or really bad.
Double 20.
Double.
Is that real?
2018.
Okay.
So literally, your two animals
besties
are
now.
almost immediately best friends. Like they are absolutely playing with each other the way that like
I think-
Dalmatians would.
I
Just
think like Sar's like out in a paddock or something.
How do you
She's not like
spell
in her
Sar?
stall.
S-A-R.
SAR. So Sar like Fern like comes up and sniffs. Like they just kind of barely touch noses, and then Sar goes. Ooh. and
He's a horse.
It's like a horse doing this.
Yeah, and like and I would
The
imagine
dog
Fern
thing?
like goes
They do
into the
that.
dog thing, and they like start running around and playing with each other and chasing each other. It's
And we're
fantastic.
gonna put that
So
like we're gonna have like Michael Bolton singing as the camera pans and y'all are walking in the foreground, animals playing in the background on campus, and you're gonna walk all the way to the headmaster's
The Goliath.
office. The faculty lounge.
Yanga.
Okay,
You
cool.
have a dog, too.
You get to the building, and you are absolutely last out of all of the groups that are
Yes,
there. There are easily 30 more groups that are registering their like groups there. Not all of them 6 people, but most of them 5 or 6 people.
Okay.
You need to
In my defense, the map wasn't labeled.
right.
He is
Oh,
correct.
who could have told you differently?
I do not know.
They made
I wish I had
friends.
met them.
For world building, I will have you know that a lot of students would look at the map and cast something like identify to immediately know where everything is.
I see.
People that have skills you don't even know exist yet. So these are like first level students. They're like, oh yeah, pretty easy. I'm just oh my dorm's over here. Great.
and all of us are complete.
You're all very
completely
lost.
dumb.
Yeah, just to recap here. Just to recap, you're a poor boy that was raised in a forest. You're a fairy that doesn't really know how most of the world works. You're just a you had crabs for most of your life.
Hermit rock.
You're a hermit crab eater. You were
Social
so
skills
lazy
are
as to
not
not really study anything your father taught you.
No.
You're by far the most experienced
By
in terms
far.
of world stuff, but you are much more focused on like economics, which doesn't make you extremely like let's call it street smart, other than market trades and stuff like that. And then you had a very loving family and know everything that has to do with the wild and caretaking animals, but nothing
Absolutely nothing
none of
else.
this other stuff. So this is definitely a bit of an issue where all of you already feel underqualified as you are here with all these other people. Okay, so we're gonna boom. Let's
Got a
say
good
you stand in line. I guess really whether we skip forward or not depends on how much you care about just like mingling with other students that
Nah,
are
we're
there.
fine.
No, I just want to
Fine.
ask where the
Cool.
dorms
We're
are.
sleeping.
We're gonna say it takes about an hour for all of this to dismiss. And you get to the front of the line, and this is.
Does anyone like
I'm having a good
gemstones?
time.
So
I
this,
actually do.
I love
really like
gemstones too.
gemstones.
Oh, awesome.
I know
Not
a
a
lot
big
about
fan.
them.
Man,
so
nobody in my
this is,
family likes them.
this is Professor Molnor here.
Snape.
He's at his desk. He's got in front of the door to his office. You see that there's this long sort of parchment in which a lot of names have been kind of hastily written on, some at weird angles that like kind of spin off of the number line that is on the sheet. It looks as though multiple people were writing at the same time. And he watches as you walk in, laughs, and he says, look, we're just going to say he has glasses, right? So he takes off his reading glasses and he puts them, I don't know, whatever, around his neck. And he looks, well, just that he has reading glasses. I don't know what that means. So he looks at all of you, says, well, it does look like you are the last ones. Congratulations. I imagine this is indeed your group. I see 6 members here, excluding the werebear, of course.
Yes.
I like that.
Just
word.
wanted to make sure we had the right party.
Thanks for counting me as a member.
Absolutely.
I also like that.
I have had research colleagues at the institution that were Leonis. They have a very strong spirit, and I imagine that you'll have one just like them. Then he stops, and he looks a little closer at you, and he goes, anyways, I thought that for you as a group, since you are indeed the last ones, it would be helpful if you could go ahead and take this parchment and go ahead and just administer it to the headmaster Zagreus' office when you finish.
Can I roll?
Perfect. We're on the way.
Can I roll inside on whatever look he just gave?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a.
You want to roll with real dice?
I got a 7.
Got a 7?
Oh,
Cool.
Roll with real dice.
So
Yeah, it
you're
tells
looking at this guy.
us
He
all.
was very focused on your face, and that was weird. So
That was weird.
that's your insight.
this is Molnir.
Molnor, yeah,
Molnor.
Professor Molnor. You
Molnir.
can see him on screen over there.
Molnir?
In the corner is that
Professor
big old
Molnir.
crystal ball thing that he keeps. He sometimes looks into it.
Because every single other person is distracted while this has been going on, Yanga has taken out a quill and has just quietly written our names
Oh, just
on
like,
the
oh, you're like
parchment.
actually.
Yeah.
it's been
How good
done.
is your handwriting?
I think it's quite good. Like, her people aren't they don't usually write things down much, but she's like actually studied writing and everything.
Okay,
so,
cool. So you write down all of your names. We're gonna assume you know them well enough now to just be able to write them down.
I kind
and
of there's
you
a
do the
couple
spelling
of
right.
points where I like.
I have an E at the end of my name.
Okay, she quickly adds an E.
A-E, yeah.
Very well-
There's an E after the A.
Yeah,
Wait.
I got it.
I guess that.
Like the
Aegon always a
and then
stickler for
also
spelling.
like the tree.
I know 5 letters.
Yeah, there's kind of a point where like at one point she like glances at Arya and she like squints a little bit like she's trying to remember her name, and then she looks back down and is
Okay,
like,
got
okay,
it.
yeah, I've got it. Got it, I'm
He's
good.
got it all together. He pauses as you're sort of wrapping up the parchment to take with you. It's pretty long. It's like
Yeah,
it's like 7 feet of just parchment.
Yanga's just got like, okay, I got it.
Do you want
Hey,
Aegon to take
I
that?
can carry that.
That would probably be wise.
All right.
She puts it over.
So you don't roll it up at all. It just drapes on the back like a cape, and is like running along the ground. It is definitely getting like dirt on
I
it.
feel
as
like
you're
come
walking.
behind him and just pick it up
You're
and
like
carry it
Bale,
along
like
with
lifting
him.
his little
Like
his
a
little,
veil,
like
yeah.
And
Like my train.
So while this is all happening, he pauses and he looks like he's mostly focused on like some papers that are on his table that he's writing through, but he still speaks up as y'all are sort of preparing to leave, and he says, "I will say that this is one of the more diverse groups that we've had register. How do you all know each other exactly?"
We don't.
We just met, for the most part. Some of us
We
had some interactions in
and
the past. but-
Apparently we met.
He's my adopted
friends
brother.
from work, I presume.
Sure.
Yeah.
Adopted brother.
Some of us heard a hobbit talk
Apparently
about
it was my
cheese.
brother.
I like that guy.
I just
Yes,
thought
there was a
cool.
halfling that came in here half an hour ago. He was also talking about cream cheese. He must
I think that's the
he
same
was
guy.
probably a halfling, brown hair, looks like a perm almost. so-
Yeah.
yeah.
The cream cheese man.
Yeah, I really look forward to finding artwork of that on the internet. Maybe someone can draw it for me.
Cream cheese. Wait, no, I'm doodling cream cheese right now.
Hey, question outside of talking out loud. Do you want to use your magical ability to talk to that guy with figure out if he has a quest for us?
Ooh. I feel like that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
a thing I forgot I could do.
That's why I
So,
done
while she's doing that, what classes do you teach here?
Well, I've got all of the units in astrology and divination. So if you have any interest or are studying,
Did you say divination?
yes, divination.
He also
The,
said astronomy.
the art
That's
and the
the stars.
science of understanding what the stars hold for us.
Astrology.
Sick.
Sick.
Okay.
Cool. I'm pretty sure I'm signed up for your class.
Ah,
So
I go-
I'm very excited for that.
great.
I like look up from where I was like helping Ari roll up the scroll.
Thanks, guys.
And she goes, none of us are familiar with the academic world, I believe. But where would you suggest we start?
We don't know what we're doing.
What should we do?
Simply.
Do you have any advice, recommendations?
Well, I can hear Headmaster Zagreus' words. She'd probably say something like, "It's only the first day. Don't pressure yourselves. You'll learn much from your peers and your professors here." But, I guess my piece of advice is, take lots of notes. Learn to be detailed, to see patterns where they are. I think people are tempted to believe that the world is mostly chaos and that we have no control over ourselves. But I think that actually the fates themselves are trying to tell us something. So, the next time you get in a scrape, or you make a mistake, take a note. Write it down, look back on it. I think that accelerates your ability to learn and grow more powerful. And if that's the thing that you're after, then you can learn a lot of that in my class. But if you are...
Patterns and chaos, you're talking about constellations.
That is indeed correct, yes. Some of the signs give us particular clues as to what we should be focusing on. And with the right focus, you can actually divine very particularities about this world, truths that are indisputable. And that's something that I think takes a lot of time, because it's not just a science, it's also an art. And some people would call it a religion.
Learning stories.
Stories is an interesting word. I guess if I were to think about it, the stars give us a stage of sorts, and we are actors that can inflect things in one way or another, but ultimately the story will have a script and a conclusion. So, sure, in that way, I guess it would be a story.
I'm going to roll for my ability.
Yeah, go ahead! So, for everyone at home who's wondering what's going on, this is Uyanga's custom perk. It's called Contact Curator. She gets to roll Persuasion on this, because he is a friendly contact, and we're going to see how well she does. Go ahead.
An 18.
18, very good. He says, you seem very interested in these stories. I imagine that you come from an oral tradition. Lots of stories being passed down by family members, friends, contacts, tradesmen.
Yes.
Well, what I said earlier about learning and taking notes is something that I've been trying to get a little better at. The last 15 years of my research has mostly been about the stars themselves, but I realize that there are people that have to teach us a lot more and a lot more quickly than simply the stars. If you are interested, something that I've been looking for is someone to document the oral tradition of some of the peoples of the Topaz tribes. There are some groups there, I think they're called the Tuchingo. They have a really intimate relationship with the god of chaos, Set. I frankly have not had much time to go down there and learn more about them, but they're 5 days journey from here. If you have connections there or want to go and talk to them, then that would be very helpful to bring back everything you learned and take careful notes. And so, your contact quest. Professor Molnor would like to learn the oral traditions. This can be the myths, the stories, and the magics, the religion of a people called the Tuchingo, Tuchingo. They're about a 5 days journey from here in the Topaz tribes. And if you can return with some detailed account of their people, their tradition, then his reward for you will be something in the realm of a favor, but I'll define more explicitly later. So
Okay.
you now have that.
Yay!
Wonderful.
First contact quest. Let's go over.
Cool.
Okay, so he says, all right, if you don't mind, I've got to get prepped for one of my classes, actually. Tomorrow will be a busy day for many of us, including yourself, so go ahead and, if you may, take this over to Headmaster Zagreus' office, and I will see some of you in my classroom.
Of course.
Great. Look forward to it.
All right, take care.
So, to the headmaster's office, I presume.
Yeah.
I feel like most freshmen, we've
So-
elected to wander in packs.
Guys, your name was
Ari.
right? Okay, great. Do you want to lead this time?
I think that might be wise.
Okay. You seem to know a little bit more.
Cool. Well, here she is. So you walk on over, and you see that it's not too far down the hallway. Actually, there's a front desk in which there's an administrative assistant that's kind of working there, tending to the books. He sort of nods as you all walk in, and he says, "Oh, is that the registration papers?
Yep.
Is actually.
Why are you carrying them?"
We were the last.
I'm very strong.
We were asked to bring them to you.
Oh, okay. He's kind of like nervously flicking the the feather pendant in his hand. He goes, all right. Well, if Professor Molnor says that that's the last of it, then I can go ahead and start documenting it, if I may.
You want it? All right. I kind of like drop it into his
He's pretty small. He holds onto it, and he goes, oh dear.
Something wrong.
Well, I some of the writing, the penmanship on this paper is completely illegible. I feel that I won't be able to. Oh dear, oh me, oh dear. And at this moment, Headmaster Zachary actually walks in through the back. She's got a desk that's there. It actually opens up to the, I was going to say courtyard, the quarry, essentially. Kind of not the quarry, it really is a courtyard. It's the connections between the major buildings on campus. The grassy area in the middle.
The quad.
The quad, that's the word I was thinking.
There we go.
Goodness. Too many Q words. So it opens up to the quad so she can mostly see students that are walking to and from classes and all that, but her desk is pivoted in such a way that she can see people who are coming in. So she walks over to you. She comes to the front and she says, oh, thank you, Gaius. That will be enough. In fact, this might be a good opportunity for you to try out that inscription spell that we've been working on. He says, yes, of course. He pulls a book off the shelf and then he opens it and there's a stone inside, so then he pulls it out. It's a little diamond. And so he kind of waves it over all the scripts and you see these runes, these letters that lift off of the page in sort of beams of light, and then they reorient themselves in front of him. And while this is all happening, he seems nervous, like he's trying to make sure this all goes well, but he takes a book and then he puts it in front of him and he opens it to a very particular page. You can tell that it's a thick book, like this has happened in a number of times. And then the runes from this really large piece of parchment, they shrink and they fall onto the pages and write themselves into the pages as he flips them to make sure that each successive section of words and names gets put into the book. So he finishes this process.
Uyanga is fascinated by this. She's just watching it, just by watching it, she can get that stone.
You seem very intent on learning this process. I wouldn't say that I'm a master of it yet. You're doing fine, Gaius. Just continue focusing on the work. Okay, all right, good, great. And, that's it. 30 teams registered for this year's cup. That is very exciting, I would say. What do I do now? That's enough. Thank you, Gaius. Yes, Headmaster. And he is going and tending to other matters, cleaning up the office, let's say. The 6 of you are there with Headmaster Zachary. All right.
Hey.
Thank you for bringing the letters from Professor Molnor. I told him he could just walk it down himself, but I guess he's too busy to do that.
We're actually on the way.
Yeah. I have a letter from Master Vereni, the Taurus sage.
Wow.
He said he'd worked with you before.
I never thought I would hear that name again. That's very interesting. Well, let's see what he has to say. She opens it up, and this is how she reacts. She goes, we knew that you were coming, Aegon.
No, I mean...
Did you not doubt your master's ability to send me a message from
that does
where
make
he
sense.
lives? However, having something real in my hands, that means a lot to me. Do you know much of our working relationship back in the day?
No, he said that he worked with you.
Master Vereni is one of the main reasons I have this position. We worked on a project at the Library of Evolution about, oh goodness, her dragon nails tap against her skull and you can hear the sound of it like clicking. 30 years ago, I would say. A lot of our work had to do with trying to document patterns in the star's movement, especially when comets interfere with the things that we can learn from them. And he was always pushing me to try something bigger. I doubted myself for this position, for example, but he said that I should continue working and get myself on the Council of Scholars, which, well, here we are now. Well, any friend of Master Vareni's is a friend of mine. And my hope is that I can give you the experience here that he helped me to find.
I appreciate it. It really is an honor to meet someone who worked alongside Master Vareni. I mean, from what you're saying, it sounds like we worked with a lot of what you and he worked on. He basically raised me, so I owe a lot to him. The old bag.
I see that you also inherited his sense of humor.
Did you know that he eats 14 pounds of crabs a week?
I did know this. He talked about it way too much in our communications.
Do you know how many crabs it takes to get 14 pounds of crab meat?
Well,
Because it's not a couple.
you see her do this. Somewhere between 120 and 145, I would guess.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes if they were really big, it was like 112 on the best time, but still,
Did she?
it was a big net.
This is fascinating.
Did she use a stone or
Yeah,
something to
she
do
did.
this? Okay.
She just like casts it in front of her face.
Okay.
But she puts it into a little drawer of gems that like is on one of her sort of bookshelves, like books and then gems. Mostly lower tiers. You can tell from their size; they'd be like level 1 or 2 at most. So she then looks at your group and she says, "Well, my understanding is that this group has a lot to learn, but also a lot to teach. And if you lean on each other, I think this could be a mighty fine party. But I cannot show favoritism. That much I promised Master Vareni, and he me. And so, in this particular competition, ask me if you have questions. But ultimately, I will have to pick the ones that are the most qualified for this duty. So, if I were to recommend anything to you, find experiences, learn from others, take your studies seriously."
I did have a question about that. How do we work in adventuring with our class schedule? Is there time off or?
You didn't go through orientation.
We were pointed that direction.
Yes, orientation was yesterday. All of you somehow all arrived on the day after yesterday, I suppose. Yes. Do you mind running them through the orientation? Just skim over the details. And he goes, yes, okay. Great. All right. Yesterday was my first time doing this, so I think I've got what it takes here. By the way, this is Gaius. Here he is.
Oh, I love him!
He's so cute.
Yeah.
He is my favorite.
He's also a halfling. So he's there. He's
Just dumped like
He's
7
so
pounds of
cute.
paper.
7 foot long scroll on that thing.
He has a desk. You kind of like pulled it off the desk. So he goes.
Just buried a halfling in
All right,
paper.
well, welcome to Celestial Conservatory. My name is Gaius. Oh, I already said that. And here is your brief overview of what you need to know to start your classes. We have classes on campus 4 days a week. If we're using the Gregorian sort of calendar and days of the week, we'll just say that it's every other day: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And on other days, actually, I want that to be the opposite. I want it to be Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. There you go. And on the other days of the week, we provide opportunities for you to adventure. Do be aware of the fact that if you would like to go on a longer adventure that are multiple days, you can get it approved at Professor Mono's office, and then you can have an extended break as long as you can provide back ample research or evidence of your adventuring exploits. On campus, there are plenty of courses for you to choose from. You are free to audit any class at any time. However, you will not receive credits or receive any of the bestowing of magical gifts and properties that typically takes place upon passing a course until you have successfully completed an entire semester's worth of study. Many of these courses do involve working together as parties, and if you are not a fan of group projects, well then, according to my notes, it says too bad. So that is That's very interesting. I didn't remember that being in there. So, as for all of you, if you have any questions, you can come to me in the office, and I can answer those there. But your professors should have very specific insights as to what they expect out of you from your course syllabi and your materials. You can, of course, switch courses in the next week if you want to study and at an accredited level. Did I forget anything? No, that sounds fine. Okay. Did I forget anything?
Where would we find such expeditions, adventures?
Oh, well, there is, of course, a billboard in the main courtyard that has expedition opportunities for all of you. Ways to go out and help make the world a slightly better place. I would recommend that you don't take on any of the expeditions that are above your level. They're typically separated into years of schooling, just to make sure that you're qualified for that kind of work. In fact, it is strictly forbidden for you to take anything that is at the graduate level. Those are typically have to do with advanced gem weaving and research. However, all things can be appealed. You would just need to write in an application for that or speak to Professor Molnor about it. And as for your dormitories, where you are going to be sleeping, I have good news. So it turns out that tomorrow during the opening ceremony, when you are split up... Oh, I'm sorry, skip that. First come, first serve for your dorms. Did I say something wrong?
Well, where are the dorms?
Oh, well, you'll see on your map they are... Well, okay, those are upperclassmen, and... Oh, those will probably be taken by now, and... I think those are for the horses, Well, you can go to this big, smelly, dingy corner, and there's probably a place there for you to live.
Well, I've spent most of my life in a tent. I think this will be fine.
I have not.
I know, I sleep on rocks.
Some high elf stuff problems right there.
I lived in a cave
I
once.
should have brought my gear. I knew I should have brought my gear.
I brought my werebear.
I mean, I guess that's true. So he points the spot out on your map. You can, maybe not Aegon, but all of you can probably find it if you just walk the campus.
Sure.
Right,
We go that way.
So
We do that.
when you walk across campus, you eventually, let's just say you get there. The place where you are, I didn't prep an image for this. This is kind of just happening based on your spot in line. Y'all have just an absolute shack. Imagine like if you had like a cabin in the woods, like a forest kind of cabin, which is mostly logs and then has a second floor for bunk beds on it, except in this case, 1.5 of the walls just have massive holes in it, so air is just shooting through the building, and when it gets cold, and when it gets hot, it's probably going to be pretty hot too. And on the top floor, there are 4 bunks, and on the bottom floor, there are 2 bunks and everything else, which is kind of like your mini kitchenette, which is a generous way of saying there's kind of like a hole for water and like a bathtub and a box.
I lived in that kind of same shack in the Opal Refuge.
Yeah,
and I built my own.
I
don't patch it up.
Uyanga
wonder if we need any building permits.
Uyanga steps in and everybody else is having their own reaction, so she just kind of like folds her arms and is looking at all this critically and goes, "We can work with this."
I rebuilt a monastery once. I can help.
All right.
Kind of been
Do you
traveling
know where
for
to get
years.
felt?
I don't know what felt is.
Oh,
No, rocks are.
We should have asked Gaius what the closest, town is.
Yeah, for fun, I'm gonna say that your place is very top of the map. Y'all are literally that
In the
thing.
forest?
You're next to the Garden of Taurus. It's kind of overflow housing in that because there were maybe a few more students than they expected. Y'all just got the last spot.
Love
So,
that. I start
question-
moving one of the beds downstairs so that we can split girls and guys.
Very good.
Sounds good.
Very
Sounds
good.
Question for you, DM. Do I have a pickaxe with me?
Yeah.
Cool. Can I dig for rocks?
I did.
I want to get rocks to help fix the house.
Oh yeah. Oh, very easy.
Okay.
Why don't you just roll athletics?
Cool.
Let's see what kind of rocks you're getting here.
+6. I need that +6. I have a 13.
Cool. This guy's going to work. He's outside. He's chipping away at the ground.
Can I
Rocks.
like
destroying the ground.
and start
Rocks. Yeah.
I imagine Axios is like
Don't
going
hit
to
a-
help him.
don't hit a
I'm
tree.
like pushing up my sleeves and
water
like
main.
start organizing everybody else. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna move the beds down
Oh
here.
my.
We're gonna,
Fine,
because she's
okay.
used to like picking up and moving everything around and rolling up their gear and just moving places. So like she knows how to do this.
Yeah. Got it. So
so
she's giving kind of some orders.
I
Yeah,
know.
that was-
She's like helping
and
organize
athletics
everybody.
also for rocks.
Okay, you're gonna need some.
I don't know what I would
got
need to
a
do for
dirty
that.
one.
Maybe I
Don't
need
hit
to.
a tree
Do I need to
either.
persuade
yeah.
these
I
people
want
to
any
help?
trees, only rocks. Can I?
One step at a time. So you two are mining. Y'all are just like pulling rocks out of the ground. I don't know why. For your home, I guess.
We could patch the walls.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so you're doing that, I guess, and the earth is not. It's just not like you're not cutting it. Literally, you're not being able to get into the dirt very well, and so it's taking you a lot of extra energy to get stuff. And you look over, and this lion that's like 30% smaller than you is just effortlessly chucking rocks out of the hole that he's digging right now.
There you go.
Hey,
You do notice that.
sweet pick.
Thanks, it was my grandfather.
Yeah. So
I don't have a
you notice-
grandfather. They disowned me.
Cool, bro.
I hate
This
it.
is what guys talk about when they're mining, when they're like digging for rocks. Some bro time here. So while that's happening,
We're bonding.
yeah, and you're watching them. They didn't go very far. They're right outside your home, just cutting into the earth. Just
I
like
already got onto him.
You said not to hit any trees. This was a clearing.
Better
true.
fill the hole too.
Prince Axios is doing a very good job of avoiding trees. Every now and then he's nicking a tree root because he's not aiming
Oh
properly.
no!
I don't know, man. It was underground.
Stop! You're done.
Okay.
You're not even doing enough anyway. Stop.
All right, I'll carry
It's alright, I
the
got
rocks
enough for
that
both
Axios
of
is
us.
making.
Cool.
I mean,
It looks like they're working hard. I don't know. You
Yeah.
might be able to convince them.
I think like we could go find like already fallen tree branches. Is that okay? Like,
I mean, those decompose and provide nutrients for the new growth.
We'll have to give some ground here.
they would also provide.
We could just live at
They
home
would.
God.
They would also provide very good thatching.
We've got a place to
I
live.
assure you,
You know, the shack
I
is
will not be able to
already made.
live here as it is.
That's what I'm
I thought it
saying.
was made of stones.
We're gonna add some stone
I'm a
walls.
Oh,
What's up?
most things in life are made of stone.
What I want to do is I want to fast forward about 5 hours of
Yeah.
content.
I have a question.
Yeah, ask a question.
If I wanted to manipulate trees,
Yes.
Yeah.
do I have to learn
Yes.
that as a spell, or is okay? Cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes. Unless you have a class feat that says something like you can control blah blah blah, they're usually spells. And so you are, for the most part, just a fairy creature that has a werebear. And besides
it.
that, you will learn those
Can
skills
I?
over time.
I forget. Can I
You
float?
can float.
For how long?
Above, just like immediately above the ground, forever.
Forever.
You can just float
How
forever,
high can I jump and hold it there?
like any other human.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh no.
You don't get cheat codes because you have wings.
Looks. Hello.
They're very
Also,
nasty.
I have
You
very
can whack
important.
people with them.
I have very important information.
Wait, hold on.
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese right here.
Cream cheese ramen.
Actually, so good. Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna fast forward. Here's what we're gonna do. Everyone, tell me what you spend the next half day doing to prepare your home, and I will tell you what the result is based on how well you roll.
I keep them from destroying too many trees.
Okay, is that all you're doing? You're just policing them.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. I'll
I've
still
been
have you roll.
attempting to organize things to get bedding and
Get bedding.
make this place.
Yeah, tell me what part of the home you're focusing on.
Okay,
Let's
so
say it that way.
I'm
Yeah.
working on bedding inside,
Okay.
actual sweeping out, cleaning
Okay.
so that it's not
Okay, you're helping. Okay,
full
cool. Cool.
I'm
bunks.
working with him, her, to.
I'm a dude.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know who we're talking about. I'm working with him in order to carry the rocks that he's throwing out of the ground to the walls specifically,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we're gonna
You're
patch
fixing
the
the
walls.
patching some walls.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
With rocks. Great.
Because you can also put
And,
mud on them.
mud.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not an idiot.
Good
I'm
luck.
stone.
If y'all do poor jobs, you're just gonna have bad beds or angry trees or yeah. Okay, so
Walls.
and Luca, what are you doing?
I'm digging a fire pit.
Oh, you're. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I want
Outside
everyone
Outside, buddy.
to roll survival. Survival. I pick survival.
For D20?
Yeah.
And then just remember your numbers. Don't say them yet.
Oh, that's the wrong dice.
That's not a
Excuse me.
D20.
I got a nat 20.
Throw a percent in there.
Axios cannot do anything wrong. Except slap on
Wait, is that the first nat
Yeah, that's
20 in the
right.
campaign?
First nat 20!
First player nat 20.
No, she crit in her combat.
Oh, you're
during her
right.
This is
very
true.
during-
That was before the campaign.
That was before the actual campaign.
Okay, this
All right.
is still lit.
First
nat
real
20.
campaign, and it is for some rocks. Which
Always
always
You
gotta have your
did
first.
so good with
So,
those
that's a dirty
rocks.
All right, we're just gonna go around in order.
Okay.
Your numbers.
15.
16.
Cool. You two bond pretty well. You seem to both actually have a really good sense of not only how to gather these resources and put them in their place, but and we're gonna say just for canon that you teach her a lot of these things and she just picks it up really well.
Yeah.
So y'all are kind of bonding over that.
And you
but
have
also,
good sense of style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That you provide a little bit of interior design expertise because you lived in some pretty nice
Sweet
palace-like rooms, and you deck out the beds. We're gonna say that they're pretty darn comfy.
Let's go.
All right. What did you roll?
18.
18. Very good. So what you're doing is I'll do a little bit of hand waving and say that in order to help protect the trees and keep the forest doing well, you're doing a little bit of magical landscaping. I know that this is not really a spell. We're just gonna do a little hand wave and say that if ever there was a time where you believed that a tree was gonna be in trouble from these two, you reroute their roots so they don't get cut. So you're doing this. You kind of just go. Boop, you move it over to the side. And 18 is good enough to where I'm gonna have you roll a wisdom ability check. So not a save.
Oh, just a straight up wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
6.
6.
What?
3.
So,
I didn't see that.
as you're doing this,
Digit.
as you're doing this, your brain just kind of goes, man. I remember what trees smell like. They smell pretty good. Trees. Okay, but also you do a little bit of landscaping by helping to prepare some basically some bushes with some some soil that you can use to grow stuff, and so over time you're gonna have you pick what kind of foliage did you pull from the forest you're gonna grow next to your cabin.
Flowering bushes.
Flowering bush. Do you have a flower in mind?
Purple flowers.
Okay,
Flowers.
purple flowers like a
Lavender.
Oh, lavender.
I don't know.
Lavender. Purple
Lavender.
Lavenders. Great.
Sure,
Sounds
all over
lovely.
the.
I'll
It
get
ground.
smells
Lavender
amazing.
sounds lovely.
Great. So they're not grown yet, but you're putting them in their place. They're going to grow over
Yeah.
time.
It's gonna smell incredible.
Also,
Miners,
they're
what'd you get?
Nat 20.
7.
Nice. So y'all are continuing to mine. You notice he's already been just easily cutting to the earth with this weird looking war pick that he's got going on. Not necessarily a pickaxe, just a war pick looking thing. And then, despite the fact that he's not even using a tool that's designed specifically for this, he is effortlessly hulking these rocks over and then jamming them into place, sealing them. This guy's making you look pretty bad.
Yikes.
All right.
Alright.
All right.
I mean, I guess this is what I get for calling
Axios.
him a hog.
Axios, this guy is next to you and he's trying to help you, but this isn't it's almost as though he's making it worse. He'll put one in, but then another one will fall out, and he's trying to adjust it, but then he'll knock out one that you placed in, so then you have to adjust it. How do you react to all this?
So inside, I'm I'm actually kind of getting prideful, and I'm kind of man, I'm kind of better than this guy at this activity. I kind of thought this guy was strong, and so I'm kind of confused. What's this guy doing over here?
I'm not very dexterous.
So
Not true at all.
yeah.
What's up?
So you put these all in based on a roll of a nat 20. Y'all have perfectly sealed walls. You will not experience any problems with heat or cold when you sleep or if you decide to chill there in the future. And Lupin, how'd you roll?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right, very good.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Some good rolls over here.
Can I have been seeing him basically pick up the rocks with the war pick and throw them at the wall and then stick? Can I be trying that with my arm and just be
Yes, with the 20, you literally just throwing them in and they're lodging into place. You're just
Can I?
Yes!
So I see that and I'm it's a really good idea. This is a complex solution to a complex problem, and I start throwing rocks at the wall.
Whoa. So, okay, I've practiced a long time to like be able to get this. So, actually, if you kind of like raise your elbow and like get a little bit of arc into it, it actually helps a bit.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Hey, give it another roll.
Okay. That is a 17.
Okay. Wow. He's able to like get a few in. It seems like you've taught him something helpful here.
Thanks,
Hey,
man.
yeah, you're doing good.
Dude, bumps.
Woo!
All right. So canonically, you're good at throwing rocks if that ever it comes into play in your universe.
Combat.
It's fine. Axios just becomes a catapult.
So very cool. So you all finished the house.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. With an 18 is what I heard. Oh, no, dirty 20. Dirty 20. You've got this ornate, decorative, perfectly sealed fireplace that you can light easily. We're gonna say with that. We're gonna say with that you also just get a lot of firewood. What's up?
Can we cook on it?
You can cook. Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of the norm that you would cook on it, unless you have a spell to do that for you. So you settle in. The sun is setting. It's your first night on campus, and the door is shut. The walls are sealed, and you have this place to yourself. What do you guys decide to name this place?
What are all of
Talk about it as a
what are
party.
all of our initials? A L A U C E. Hang on.
Kalum. Kalai.
A lot of
Aleku.
They'll probably catch your names. As someone who's done D&D for a while, they'll probably catch your names that you'll want to say in the future.
Yeah.
Even just the shack is pretty funny. So you just use something that you'll remember.
Kale.
Le Shack.
Le Shack. I like Le Shack. Le Shack? Le Shack. Le Shack O'Neal?
So when we got here, it was kind of a shack, but I mean we've turned this thing into a real, like, this is a home. This is like.
That's why we were saying lay shack.
It's
not a
It's fancy now.
Le Shack.
Lay shack. It's fancier.
I don't know. I mean, you guys made the beds all nice and fancy. They look soft. I've never slept on a bed.
Yeah, with Master Brandy, you
slabs.
slept on the floor.
Yeah.
On rest.
But he also slept on the floor.
Right. I mean, but he was old.
We could
I
call
had
it
to
a
crack his
mansion so
back.
the other freshmen get jealous.
The mansion.
Yeah. And then they're like, I'm living in
that.
a mansion.
I like that a lot.
That's a straight lie.
Yeah, we live at the mansion.
Hearthfire.
I'm not making it.
Mansion. Hearthfire mansion.
Hearthfire mansion.
She made a fire that's really cool.
Well, the hearth.
We
The
threw
hearth.
rocks.
In my culture, the hearth is a place of home and of community and of coming home to rest after a long day. So the hearth.
Lavender hearth.
Purple hearth?
Purple hearth.
Purple hearth?
Purple
Purple
heart.
hearth? Purple hearth.
Purple hearth.
Everyone gets a purple.
Okay, I'm for it. Purple heart.
Purple Hearth. All right. You have now named your home the Purple Hearth here on campus. It's your sort of shared dormitory. You do have the advantage,
Purple
now that you
Hearth
fix it up,
mansions.
that it is not connected to any of the other extended dormitories. It's really just a cabin. And it really is in the woods. So, there you go. You have your own little private getaway.
Purple Hearth mansion.
Dope.
Purple Hearth Mansion. We'll talk about
They
it.
call it a mansion.
So you
I'm gonna call it a mansion.
So you wrap up this dialogue, and you hear a voice outside of your front door as you're all like cooking your meal and preparing for dinner, and the voice says, "The Purple Hearth. I like that."
Do we recognize the
Hello?
voice?
I'm reconciling a few things at once. So you're gonna look outside.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You see that there is someone who is leaning against your wall. She is holding a knife. So I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna have it.
Excuse you. I built that.
Leaning against your wall?
Yeah.
You built your wall. I was like, you didn't build this.
No,
You didn't
that's-
do it.
I'm gonna like keep
That's
my
true.
hand on my dagger.
Yeah, do it.
Noticing that.
Yeah,
So she is not looking at you
Got
at
my
all. I'm gonna say just you're looking at her right now. I don't know, whatever. You're Walter Shield, so you can't see her. Haha.
Darn.
But
Nice.
so she's leaning against the wall and she's holding her blade on one finger, unsheathed, of course. Although I'm not gonna do it because I'm not as cool as her. And she's balancing it in place like this. She's not looking at you at all. She almost looks bored. And she says, "Yeah, the Purple Hearth. I used to like this place a lot. Too bad what happened to it.
Oh no.
What
But it's cool to be back in my old stomping grounds."
Who are you?
Oh,
Are you talking to somebody?
she
There's
continues.
someone outside.
She continues to primarily look at her blade right now. She smiles, and this is what she looks like. This sort of takes you aback, by the way. She has this like platinum silver hair that already has a glow to it. It is supernatural already, without any spells being cast that you know of. She's got this really dark blue, almost semi-translucent skin, and she has eyes that glow white. They actually remind you a lot of Aegon's eyes. She's got what looks like a bomber jacket on, and it's sort of wrapped around her where she's got several pockets, some of which are for daggers, some of which are like maybe potion slots or maybe for gemstones. And this is what she looks like.
Ooh.
Whoa.
No.
She's
Alright.
cool.
Is
So-
that a scimitar too?
No.
She
Okay.
Just a curve.
So she's sort of just like dancing around, or she's like balancing and sort of flipping around her knife as she stands outside. She's still not really looking at you, and she says, "Oh, the name's Nova." Let me hit my computer here. Imagine she's doing that. I have to focus on multiple things. So she goes, "Oh, the name's Nova. I didn't really think that they would force students to live out here, but." Looks like you got the short end of the stick, huh?
It's quite homey.
I'm rather fond of it.
I like being in the woods.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Somebody out there?
My friends and I, we
Yeah, our
we-
heads are sticking out of the second story window, like, what's going on?
Hey! How's it going?
Whoa.
Come down, don't be shy. I don't bite.
Who are you?
Nova. I was just telling these friends here that my classmates and I, we actually used to live here about 2 years ago.
Oh.
And then the incident happened, and we're
What
kind of just.
incident?
What's the incident?
Oh, sorry. We blew it up.
We run downstairs.
Oh.
She chuckles. She's like, "Oh, I can't even believe the things that we used to do here, you guys. There are so many stories. Don't have time for them right now, but I noticed that some of you had come out here into the forest and was really hoping that some first years would get stuck with this little cabin. But you did. That's so funny to me. Yeah, we were some of the overflow first year. They actually put us here because this was originally like a correctional detention facility for some of the students that were, doing their own thing, let's call it. But we turned it into our own home. We had a name for it ourselves. We called it X-Blade Zelta. But I tell you what.
Good name.
I tell you what. Purple Heart. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, frankly. Anyway. So yeah. Hey. What are all your names? What are you doing here?
I'm Ari.
Hi, Ari.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Maxios.
I'm Aegon.
Axios, you're giving me the side eye. What's going on there?
I'm just like confused why you're talking to us. You don't know us at all.
Can I roll an insight check? She's
What
had
do
a
you wanna
dagger out for a while. I want to see if she's going to like try to hurt us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 12.
Cool. Man, if she wanted to hurt you, this is probably not a very smart way to do it.
I'm just gonna like put my dagger back away. It's
Like she
fine.
could do it, but like this is not a
It'll be
very
alright.
good way to go about it.
Are you graduated yet?
I should have. Yeah, I would have cleared last year, but I failed one of my finals. So another year for
Doing a
Nova.
victory lap?
The adventure lap. I like that. No, actually, what really ended up happening was that I had a party that went out on an expedition. This was supposed to be one of our sort of capstone opportunities. We actually went with Professor Molnar himself, so we kind of thought that we were cleared for some of the higher level stuff. She pauses and she goes, "Anyway, it won't take long, and then I'll finish, and you know, you can call me a third year, but technically this would be my fourth year at the conservatory. And I sometimes I like meeting new faces. Sometimes it's cool to see the new folks that are coming around these parts. And look, for those of you that got stuck with this place and turned it into the house that it is right now, I feel like this is a kind of an interesting bunch. Not like the sort of the legacy kids that you see on campus nowadays.
We had a
I roll my eyes
those
very
guys.
audibly.
Audibly roll your eyes. You just hear like slurping
Just at the mention of the
think
legacy
we
kids,
all
I'm just
just-
like,
My word our toots.
She says, so she goes, "Oh, I take it you yourself got an interaction with the legacy this early, huh? I feel like they get louder every single year."
I think
Derek.
So pretentious.
So. Yeah, he's the one.
Oh,
He's
who's,
like a Brad.
Derek Creonis?
Yeah, that's
Sure.
the one.
Oh gosh, that kid. He's funny. I tell you what, sock him in the face. He won't know what hit him. He won't have a comeback for you.
Okay.
My dog hopped
Gladly.
away on
Hey,
him.
tell him that Nova sent it, huh? Yeah.
Do you want to stay for
Okay.
dinner?
What's that?
Do you want to stay for dinner?
Does she? She says, "Oh, I was kind of just walking the grounds. I like to head to the Garden of Taurus and do a little bit of stargazing myself late in the evenings, and sunset's about to hit. Pretty particular time for me to be out here.
Sure.
I don't feel like I have that much time. You get the sense you might be able to convince her.
Well, we would really enjoy that you'd stop by if you felt so inclined.
Okay. Why don't you roll?
Who's cooking tonight?
I'm not. I don't know.
This is persuasion.
Okay. I feel like Uyanga is because she's really the only one who has like significant experience like cooking in this sort of situation.
I'm 100% okay letting
18.
somebody else cook.
18.
I take any scraps from cooking along with the papers I got and make a good compost bin.
Nice.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So she looks at you. She says, "Hey, you know what? The stars are always going to be there. Am I right?
Yes.
I'll get some food if you're offering. How about that?"
I'm quite certain the stars will stay there.
So she sheathes her her
Good
dagger.
choice, because the girls are cooking tonight.
I said I was helping.
Well,
Okay.
you don't want this girl cooking.
I don't want
If I even
salad.
touched any part of that meal, it would be hogwash in a heartbeat,
bud.
as my father used to say. So
Crap.
let's eat. So she kind of just walks in your house before you do, and she looks around. She goes, "Hey, this is nicer than when we lived here. You said you did this in one day?"
We tried.
Good.
There's still some things we can improve.
Yeah, things just kind of clicked.
Well,
It's
I
not
don't know.
there.
if I may make a recommendation,
Axios threw rocks at the wall. Just saying. Taught me to also.
very cool.
Thanks.
Wait, I also did that.
Hey, I taught you.
Roll, why don't you roll deception?
I can't. What is that?
11.
Okay. Deception. I can't read. Yeah, it's 11.
She goes, she pauses, she goes, "All right. I dig that."
Oh, dude, nice.
Oh, nice, bro.
Wait, I actually was curious. I wanted to ask. So, your eyes glow too. Did you say you were going over to the Taurus?
Garden of
Help.
Taurus.
Garden of Taurus?
Yeah.
Later?
Yeah. I
Stargazing?
do it every night.
Mind if I tag along?
Oh, trying to get
Oh.
a date? I see what you do.
Hey, let me say the lines. She goes, "All right, cutie. You think you're going to take me on a date?"
That was entirely not the intent. But if you want to take it that way.
She laughs. It's sort of a rhythmic laugh. It's not very loud. It's not like a belly laugh. She's like, "I'm just messing with you, dude. Come on, we can go after dinner. Y'all are invited as well if you want to. But I feel like you've got a reason for it, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
All right. Well, I'll show you the route that I take.
stars. Okay.
Cool. Who's cooking?
Me.
Us three.
I'll help.
I'm cooking.
Okay.
My dog eats
Why
cigarettes.
don't you roll flipping medicine with advantage? What do you do here?
I don't know, fam. Survival.
Yeah, let's do survival. Yeah,
Okay,
survival.
okay.
Did you say survival or survival?
No, just right.
That's
That's
not.
it.
That's
Or
not.
how about two of you roll?
Roll a d20.
That's-
Okay, so you said
yeah.
with advantage?
No, I take it back. Both of you roll. We'll take the higher number.
Okay. I got 13.
Well,
Oh,
This is a 8.
We're doing for what?
For
Survival.
Survival. Oh wait, this is a picture.
Are you also
Plus 5. It's a 13 as well.
Do I need
Okay.
to roll as well?
2, 13? Nah, just 2. The max you can do for a party is 2, unless there's really, really rare circumstances. So, so you roll 2 twice and you get 13. What do you make?
I'm thinking like a stew. It's pretty easy to
I
make.
like potatoes.
Some simple
Yeah.
stew. Okay, cool. So
It's rancid.
she's eating it. She's eating it, and she's like, "Huh. Yeah, we used to make this kind of stuff out here all the time. It's pretty good. Thanks. Thanks for spotting me. Next time you're at the cafeteria, if you want, something from the third year's cafeteria. I don't know.
The top shelf.
the grad students cafeteria. I can spot you something from the cafe. Well, not all of you at once. I've only got so many swipes.
You better get this guy in there.
He's gonna need 4 swipes by himself.
So she pauses and she's like,
Gambling.
all right, hey, you want to go for a walk?
Yeah. Anybody else tagging along?
I'll go. I'll ride Fred.
Yeah, me too.
Sweet.
You wanna ride Fred with me?
Yeah.
Hey, you younger.
Am I too big?
You guys lived out where they didn't. You could see every star, right?
Yes.
Out in the tribe. I actually wanted to ask you about something. Do you want to come along too?
All right.
Cool. You guys staying here?
I mean, I guess we'll go. Everyone's going.
Sure.
It's just like right next door, basically.
then
Sure.
we'll
It's
just
pretty,
go.
it's pretty much just like right there. Okay, so y'all go through, and she goes to the front. There's a very obvious entrance to the garden. It's not like a big ornate entrance, but it has like 2 stone pedestals that have themselves little kind of like inscriptions that are inlaid, and some relief sculptures that are there. And so you see the symbol of Taurus of the bull in front of the entrance, and you are preparing to enter, and she stops. She adjusts her jacket, and she goes, these gardens were intended for you to walk through them with one breath. I have no idea how my old man used to do that. The dude was pushing 60 or 70 and he was still able to walk through it without even taking a second breath. That makes no sense to me. But he always told me that if you were able to get through it with the most concentration, focusing on nothing in yourself, but only the link between your soul and the stars, that you could hear voices speaking to you, and that you can learn about the future just by seeing them in little glimpses, flashes of light. So this garden is a winding path that represents the journey that we take in our lives. And so, if you can walk through it, all the while holding your breath and maintaining your focus, you might see something. So I come out here every time I want to see my father again. So she goes, all right, well, follow me if you wish, or take your own path, I don't care. See you on the other side. And she starts walking. Slow, calm steps, very, very rhythmic. With her, she's got like leather padded shoes, so they're pretty soft, but there's a gravel walkway, and so you can hear just the gravel sort of crunching under her feet. As she begins to walk through, you're all standing there at the front.
I definitely follow, and I try to. I mean,
Are you going to follow? So we're going to assume it's like maze-like. You can take different paths. Are you going to follow her, or are you going to not?
Am I able to use my ability here?
We'll get to that in a second. What does everyone else do?
I'm gonna follow her.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my own path.
Okay.
I'll take my own
After
path.
clutching my oak woven locket.
Got it. Okay. So, and you.
I take my own path.
Okay. So
Is it like kind of like a hedge maze kind of thing?
kind of, yeah. You
And
imagine
I,
it's
I'll
like a-
do my own path, like kind of feeling the hedge as we go.
Cool. So what I need is for just remember whether you're following or not. What I want everyone to do, and we'll get to Aegon in a second. What I want everyone to do, including Aegon, is actually no. Aegon, don't do any of these things. We'll have you do this last. What I want everyone to do is to roll Constitution ability check. It's a Constitution ability check. This doesn't happen very often. So you're just taking your modifier on Constitution. That is going to represent how capable you are of holding your breath.
Okay, can I argue for advantage on this, considering I am a singer who is used to singing very, very long notes?
I love that argument. Please roll with advantage.
Yes!
Nice.
You see, like that diaphragm practice is just.
We don't take those.
Bummers. Bummers. Yeah.
8 with advantage.
Actually, yeah, let's hear all those who did roll. 8,
19.
19,
14.
14. Lupin.
21.
Oh, 21 over here. Okay. I am now secretly tracing her route through the maze that she always takes whenever she wants to see her father.
Is your
Okay.
father dead?
Probably.
She made it sound like it.
Might not be. Could be lost in her.
Okay.
Like someone we know.
So,
I'm asking.
I have written the path. It is locked in, and you're all at the entryway here. So what I want is for everyone that has gone, that is following, to say their numbers again. So followers, give me your numbers.
19.
19?
21.
Okay, so
21.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
21.
You barely clear, which is good. And you got 21, so you also clear. So you two have this wonderful experience. You are following in her steps. But interestingly, as you are following her steps, you are hearing noises that echo off the sort of the grassy walls of this hedge maze, and lights begin to glow in the leaves of the hedge maze. So it's like the stars shoot light over you. The moon and the stars are shooting light, and particular leaves are angled in a way that they're reflecting it back into your eyes. And in that path, you see, I'll just use a lazy term, what looks like a hologram. So the reflections and refractions of light put in the path in front of you images of things occurring. And you see that she is walking side by side with her father. This gentleman is, he is about her height, which is to say like 5'6", not very tall. He is a little hunched. He is walking. He's got a big backpack on. He is holding like a sword at his side. Well, rather, he's holding his hand on his sword, which is sheathed, and he's got a walking stick, just like an adventurer's cane. And they're walking together, and she is matching his rhythm exactly. And you rolled a 19. Okay, 21. Can I both of you roll perception?
Got a 6.
6.
Ooh, I got a 7.
Wow.
We're blind.
In front of you, you see her stop and turn, and then she whispers something to him, clearly. Neither of you can make out what it is or what she's saying. And actually, with a 6 and a 7, you don't really catch the reaction on his face or hers. She's just far enough ahead of you. And then his visage disappears, and then she keeps walking. And you follow her. Okay, everyone else, what did you roll?
8.
Haven't gotten to roll yet.
Yeah, I know.
I did 14.
8, 14, and Lupin, what'd you get?
A 5.
Great.
Not good at holding your breath. Has little lungs.
So, 8, 14, 5. Okay, cool. So for each 5 that you roll, so adding it up, which I think for you is 1 and 1 and 2, you walk a length of the garden while holding your breath. And as you're doing this, you are seeing not only the exact same image as before, with lights coming in and reflecting, but as long as your breath is held, you are seeing visions of your own future spark into existence around you. And with only one leg for either of you two, I guess I'll do it this way. And absolutely everything I'm doing is made up, so, forgive me if I'm balancing things on the fly. You two you hear voices. You hear a voice that says these words. There might be enough for 2 more weeks. and another voice, a voice that you can't recognize, that says, "Then make it last 3." And then you lose track. You see in front of you groves of trees. They're mini, because they're about your height, each tree your height. And you see a cluster of them stand up. You start walking.
Bye.
And then the vision ceases.
Item
You can't
head
see
out.
anymore.
Can I roll anything to try to understand?
Nope.
Yep,
You lose- so what happens is you're trying as hard as you can to hold onto your breath so you can see more, and then you gasp, and the moment you breathe in, the
It's
lights
gone. Okay.
cut out, like you're turning off a projector. Justin, Cypress, you are walking, and you see 2 things. Yeah. You're walking on the path, so you see this refraction of light. You see, number 1, a gate, a large, drawn bridge kind of gate. And you watch as the gate, so the bridge falls, you watch as it falls, and you watch as the gate itself is being lifted very slowly as you're walking through it on the path. You actually walk through the visual of the gate itself, but it is opening slowly. And then you turn a corner, and you see that on the inside of whatever this fortress is, you see huddles of impoverished people cowering. You see that some of them have flesh and clothes that have been burned. And right when you walk up close enough to see a child who's running towards you to speak, you lose your breath, and the vision goes away. So, having seen all these things,
This place is sick.
Axios,
So,
what did you roll?
a 20. What, the Constitution?
Yeah.
A 21.
She and
Did I do yours?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you
I've
saw the
done ours.
entirety of her.
Follow me.
Okay, of
Yeah.
her walk with her father. Got it.
Yeah, but then we rolled trash on
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Right.
Oopsie doodle. Making my job easy. So, Aegon,
Let's go!
it's time to use your dungeon constellation.
Heck yeah!
The maze starts in front of you.
Pass.
You already know what you're doing. Good.
Pass. Fail. Pass. Pass. So 4 passes plus 1, so 5
Yep.
glints.
You have 5 glints.
Let's go.
It is time, and I'm going to tell you if you can successfully navigate the entirety of the route here without. Well, if you can navigate it
Without
using
running
your
out of
glints,
glints?
with your glints, there will be something very special. So you very much want
Right.
to do this.
So, question before I go in. I assume there is one path that I take that is the one that she went on?
Yeah.
Because I'm following her.
Yes.
So I know which way to go. And
Well-
it would be forward. In
We will
in
play out this
instance.
exercise with the idea that you're not just learning the path that she's taking, because you can obviously
Right.
just follow her. It is something much deeper than that. So let's just play it, and then I'll explain basically how
Okay,
you do
so I just want to say I go forward first, right?
it. Right.
In how
Oh,
dungeon
I mean,
constellations
yeah.
work. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, so I will go forward.
Okay.
And then I will
You can
turn
choose?
left.
Oh, okay. You've chosen left. You hit a wall.
Great.
Lose a glint.
Lose a glint. So left is a no-go. I will turn right then.
Yeah. I actually never even told you your options. You only had left or right there, which means that.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I chose the wrong one.
Yeah. Okay, but cool. You go to the right.
I go right.
You can now go straight or left.
I'll go left.
You go left. You can now go left or right.
I'll go left. Again.
You hit a wall. Lose a glint.
Bummer. Okay.
No.
This is fine. I will go right then.
You go right. You can now go up or down.
Up. Toward the stars.
You go up.
How do you-
work that! Up. Great.
Okay, you go up. Now you can go left or straight.
So turned around here. I'll go straight.
You hit a wall.
No!
Lose a glint. You have 2 left.
Yeah.
So you run out of glints if you have 0 and hit a
Hit a
wall.
wall.
So you have to
Yeah.
have 0 and hit a
Okay,
wall.
I'm going left.
You do go left. Now, are you ready?
I am.
You can go right, straight, or down.
I'll go straight.
You hit a wall. You have 1 glint left.
Okay. I'll go down.
You do go down.
Great.
Okay. Now you can go straight or left.
Left.
You do go left.
Let's go.
Okay.
This is actually your final choice. So you could get this.
Okay.
But you also could fail because you have 1 glint left and you could fail twice here.
Right.
You can go. Are you ready? Straight, right, or down.
What?
You can go straight,
No, I
right,
heard.
or down.
I'll go down.
You do go down. This is what all of you see. As Aegon's eyes glow, you hear the magic being refracted in this garden, but it's different from what you saw in caverns that you used to mine in. These are stars that are telling you where to go. Nova's walking in front of you. She has a path, but you're not necessarily going to follow it. Instead, you are following a form of magic that she seems to be leaving behind in her footsteps. Like the footsteps are themselves additional refractions of light. And this is what all of you see. At some point or another. You'll see why in a second. Aegon, you start walking. Eyes closed. Breath held. You know how to get to this place. Why don't you roll Constitution to see if you make it there?
All right. I think I have a +2 in cost. That's a nat 20.
That is a nat 20.
That is a good net.
Infinite constitution.
You
I'm a big man.
You feel this powering you up. You know where you need to go. There is nothing that is going to stop you from getting there. And you need to see it. You need to see it to get there, so you need the light to guide your way. And so, as you hold your breath, you walk forward and right. You take a left. You walk right again. You now see in front of you a dead end in this garden. And celestial steps that move up and out of it.
Yeah.
And so you, at first, question whether this could really work, but then you decide, I'm not going to second guess my dungeon constellation. Master Vareni showed me what this looks like. And as you step onto these bodies of blue light, they become solid under your feet. Like that one day when you were a kid.
Skybridge Part 2.
And you walk, and this is what the rest of you see. It's a hedge maze, right?
Yeah.
You see over these like 10-foot hedge maze walls that Aegon walks in is now basically playing that stair game where people like pretend they walk down the stairs.
Yeah.
He's walking up the stairs. And he is now exactly 10 feet above the ground, walking on it like it was just another part of the maze. You continue. You take a turn. You go right. You're hovering above the land. At some point, I'll just say he crosses over the path of some of you. So you're looking like it's just like walking on blue light above you.
Yeah.
It's very freaky. Your breath held. You don't see them. You don't see anything. Just the path. And eventually, you come down. You're on level ground again. You're in a part of the garden that is inaccessible by regular paths. And you turn. And then you see in front of you blue lights that are steps, but they go down. And the moment that you get there, you see that your foot steps on it, and just like how it created solid stairs for you to step on, you step, and the ground, like a fade out in a video editing software, it dissolves in light, and you see the entrance to a cavern in the midst of this entire garden. A cavern which at the head of the entrance is a symbol of Taurus the Bull.
Bro, little sick is that?
Okay, so you've just done all of this.
Yeah!
You breathe now.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
What do you do?
Okay, so I see a cavern. Is
Yes.
there like a? So you said there's an archway with the Taurus.
Yeah.
Is there
Go
like a
straight
gate?
down. Nope.
It's just
It's
like
open.
The arch, Taurus, cavern.
Cavern.
Yeah.
It's too dark for you to see any further than 20 feet.
Can we see him? Like, are we around him?
As of now, none of you have line of sight to him. You do know that he went above you and then descended into another part of the maze. And, I mean, you can talk, I guess. I mean, do what you want.
So, I have a running theory here. Can I call out to Nova specifically in Celestial, the language?
You don't know if she speaks it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Simply out of curiosity.
I mean, if you want to try, yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Can I? Okay. Do I roll?
No, if it's a
Okay.
language you know, you just speak it. What do you say? In your celestial tongue?
Hey Nova, I think I found what your dad wanted you to find.
Immediately, like, before you can even finish your sentence, she says, "Dang it, Aegon! I was trying to concentrate." What is it?
Wait, you can understand me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, alright. I guess I should. I'm not really that surprised, you know. But where are you right now?
I'm at the southeastern end.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to trust me here. Go to the entrance and close your eyes. I have an idea.
Roll persuasion?
Okay. It's
She thinks you're a loony.
it's not great.
Did she not see him walking on the sky?
No, she wasn't paying attention.
She was focusing.
So 10.
Yeah.
You get a 10?
Yeah.
She goes.
Wait. Can I hang on?
Yeah.
I am a freaking bard.
Yeah, you are.
Hang on.
Give me advantage, please.
I am trying.
Box.
I'm pretty sure that I
Could guidance also help?
can
Look at what guidance does.
Inspiration?
hang on.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
inspiration?
Can
So
I
you need
do
to
a
have
big
line of sight
inspiration?
to him, which you do not have.
Ugh!
It's a huge bummer.
Frick that.
Also, you don't actually know what he's trying to do because all you hear are two people shouting at each other in a language you
In a
don't
language
understand.
I don't know, yeah.
So what happens? Okay, so you say this, and she goes. Actually, I need a roll to see her countenance. What does she think? Okay, so she goes. Well, you don't see her, so you just hear this.
Right.
You hear. Okay, and then what?
I've got some directions I need you to follow in the garden.
You're a weird guy, cutie. I'm going now. All right, I'm here. What is it?
Okay.
No, actually, this is a pretty big maze, so you're actually pretty far.
Are
So
we
she's
still
like,
with her?
so what's up?
Are we still with her?
Yeah, so what ends up happening is, to put you all in a place, y'all get to the end, and then you hear her talking to Aegon's voice, you recognize it, but you don't know what they're saying, and then she just leaves without talking to you at all. So, yeah, that's how that goes.
Wait,
Can I stealth behind her?
Where are you going?
For fun,
That's Aegon.
I'm gonna
right?
say-
Do you
I'm
think
gonna
they're going
say-
on a date.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
go
that
find
she
out.
slips.
heck yeah.
She slips you. She finds a way to
Fun.
use the
Done.
maze to escape.
Darn.
She does know this maze significantly.
Yeah, very well. She knows it very well. So she's up front, and you hear it's pretty loud. Now what?
Close your eyes and just follow the directions.
I've walked this trail about 1,000 times, but I'll do it.
Okay,
You better be right about this.
hear me out. Can I just give her the directions? Do I just...
You're telling her where to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is she's gonna go. It's a dead end. I don't see anything.
I need you just have faith. Pick up your foot like you're walking onto the steps.
Oh no, you are not talking about this weird stuff.
You gotta trust me here.
She goes, Actually, roll in front of the table.
There she go.
Her capacity to muster this ability is dubious. I actually won't explain why, but it would be very unlikely for her to be able to replicate this thing that you've just performed.
Right.
So I'm going to roll in front of the table, and we're going to say she needs a 19.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes.
Oh boy.
It's a 13.
Oh.
It looked like a 19 from this angle.
She goes, ow! Okay, not working. Definitely not working. Nice try, though.
Okay, different plan.
No, that's good. Thank you. I've had enough. I'm leaving.
Wait,
Sorry.
hang on. Before you go, you know this maze better than all of us. Do you think you know it well enough to get to my voice where I am?
She says, okay, she goes, I think I've had enough. It's been a long day. I'm just going to go to sleep. Great to meet you, though. Tell the others that I like the stew. Bye. And she's gone.
Yikes.
Well, I'm here.
That's rough, buddy.
I'm still at the cavern, right?
Yep.
Okay, so if I leave, does the cavern go away? Is this like the...
What do you do?
Okay.
Check it out before you leave.
Well, I still have a glint, right?
You do have a glint.
Can I guess look for ore?
Oh, I see. No.
Okay.
That is not how that works.
Can I try and call everybody else in the party?
Yeah.
Is it even worth it? Can they get to this part of the garden?
You don't know.
Okay. Great. Hey, everybody!
So just to be clear, for almost 5 or 10 minutes now, you've heard him screaming in this other language, and now he's like, "Hey, everybody!" He's like in common.
What?
Well, glad
Okay.
you're including us, right?
I just had a hunch. I was kind of right about it, but
What did you say? She left.
she did leave. She said she liked the stew, though.
Were you a jerk to her?
I was not.
You screwed up the date, didn't you?
No, not technically. Sort of, maybe. I don't know how this whole thing works.
I don't think it was a date.
I don't
We're all
either.
like yelling to each other. It's supposed to be different
You're in different
areas.
corners of the maze.
But, okay, guys, I don't know where you all are in this maze, but can you try and find my voice? I found something, and I think it might help us get selected for the library.
I'm all about that.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely.
okay.
We're like,
I'm like
okay.
trying to get back.
All right.
Yeah,
So
definitely trying to get there.
Can
Let's do
I try
this.
and jump over the hedge that is like closest?
Yeah.
Like, I don't-
At the end of the day, you are kind of just in the middle of a hedge maze. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it goes. So why don't you all just roll whatever you want, justifying what your role is. If you're jumping, use acrobatics. If you're
Aw.
doing something else, let me know. And just roll and see how quickly you can get to him.
Why can't I float? What are our options? To
You
roll here?
tell me how you get there.
Can my dog? Can my bear jump really high? I think he can.
Can I?
Well, he is 7 feet tall.
Can I
7 feet.
perceive
So acrobatics
like
for my.
holes in the hedge that I can fit?
Ooh, just sees. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, do that. You'll use what, nature?
Or I'll say like perception, like perceive holes.
I think nature's better for you, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then
I
then
want
use perception.
so badly to figure out some justification for performance.
I jumped
Find a
with a
bar.
fat 6.
19.
Okay, so tell me what you're doing and what you rolled.
I'm just gonna close my eyes and like try to follow his voice. Perception, I guess.
Yeah, it's perception.
So I'm jumping. Ooh, that's a 22.
Very good. I'm just waiting for
what are you
everyone's.
I'm using animal handling because I'm controlling.
Yeah,
the
I
bear.
like that. Yeah, you're trying
Nice.
to use wherever you get that.
19 plus 5.
24. It's a big
Okay,
dog.
I am.
You rolled that same roll earlier.
Big boy.
Loaded dice. It's a big dog.
Big
Does he have
dog.
bear paws? Sick. He does kind of have a
Okay,
wolf
so is
bear
he
face.
like? Okay, we don't know exactly where he is.
Sick.
Can I?
Nova's gone, so you get this now.
Oh, bye. Bye, no, no. It's not much of a maze.
Can I, like, use perception to just kind of, like, because I have a very good ear. Can I use perception to, like, try to pinpoint exactly where his voice is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll perception on that. Okay, so I'm gonna get us all up to date. You
That's pretty good. 3 of
scratch
them.
yourself a lot trying to climb the
Want me
hedges.
to roll a d4 for damage?
Nope. But
Can I just like? I'm frustrated now that I just fell and couldn't jump over. Can I just kind of just push through the hedge,
Just, like, kinda
like with my
shoving it aside.
claws?
yes,
Like,
we're gonna say it hurts,
stupid plants.
and it cuts up your like t-shirt.
Do I see
your little
it?
white, your white supreme
Oh
t-shirt?
no! Oh no, he's shredded!
Actually, shredded Axios here. You're like, for whatever reason, you have a really good pinpoint like accuracy on his location. So you easily navigate through the maze. You get to a point where ultimately it's completely walled off, but then you find like a nook and you can get through it. We're gonna
I
say
have a
that.
22, so.
Great. You do basically the same
Yeah,
thing. What did you roll?
19.
19. Very cool. Yeah, you're like doing this like little like like slithering thing where you're kind of just like whoop, and then you'll go whoop, and you're just like finding these soft spots in the hedge there. You rolled really well. Y'all are rolling really well today. So you just basically do like a vaulting routine, like a minotaur, like a bull vaulting looking thing where you jump off of your werebear fern and you get there eventually. You get there
Sick
last,
dope.
and you're scratched up.
Great.
Axios, you alright, dude?
I had some trouble getting here,
Sorry,
to
bro.
say the least.
All of you.
Nova did too.
All of you.
Need some
Yeah,
healing
sure.
words.
All of you are at the entrance to a dungeon. This dungeon, the Dungeon of Taurus, is before you.
Oh, we're getting no sleep tonight.
It's time
That's that.
to go inside. Yeah, this is a secret dungeon, and so
Secret
there was definitely a different dungeon you could have gone to,
dungeon.
but you found this one immediately. Congrats!
In
And
the
Logan,
maze.
you get to play your Dungeon Constellations game against the
Secret dungeon.
Yeah.
Can we take a
That's
5-minute
fail.
break before we go into the dungeon?
And before we enter the Dungeon
Oh,
of
yeah, that
Taurus,
should-
we're going to take a 5-minute break.
What
So
do we do with
we'll catch you all when we get back.
What do we do with crits? Oh wait, actually, question. It's 4:35.
Yeah.
Okay, great. What do we do with crits as far as my game is concerned?
Your crits will be.
Just a glint.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's just a coin.
Okay.
Just
Just a pass. Gotcha.
all right. Y'all take a quick break.
Alright, we need 5 minutes, so back
Fail.
at
Okay.
4:40.
3 plus the 1.
Are we still on audio?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll mute the audio for now.
Hello, welcome back. We are at the entrance of the Cave of Taurus. This is a secret dungeon that these heroes have been able to unlock through Aegon's Dungeon Constellation's ability as they talk to Nova. What an interesting turn of events. I was prepared for other options today, but we are going to go inside. And that means we're starting with a little bit more Dungeon Constellation. So, why don't you, Aegon, go ahead and let me know how many glints you got. We'll sort that.
3.
You have 3 glints. Uh-oh. Good luck.
It's not my best glinting.
So, reminder for those at home that the glints, this is a way to look at the cave before they start, including where all of the deposits are, if any. This does not mean he'll reveal secrets necessarily, but that's it. But it'll allow him to see it before they go in. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Alrighty. So, as always, we always start by having you go forward. That's always your choice.
Okay.
Or that's always just how it works. And then, after you go into the entrance, your mind tells you, as the magic reflects, that you can go left or right. Which you take?
I will go left.
You hit a wall.
No.
Left turn, man.
Yeah.
You go right. Now you have 3 choices. Left, right, or forward.
I'll go forward.
You go forward? Okay. You go forward.
Nice.
Quality.
You now have a choice between straight or left.
I'll go left.
You go left. You have a choice between straight or right.
Straight.
You go straight. You hit a dead end. There are no deposits there.
Not a wall.
It's a dead end?
Does that count as a dead glint?
Yeah, it's a hit.
Okay.
It's a glint of a kind, but one that tells you that there's no deposit there. You have 1 glint remaining. You go back. I'm gonna roll you back a step.
And then I'll go right.
You go right. Very good. You find a deposit. This is a level 0.
Nice.
Sick.
You can choose between going straight or left.
Left.
You do go left. You have a choice between straight or right.
I'll go straight.
You hit a wall.
Bummer.
0 glints remaining. You go right instead.
Yes, I do.
You now have a choice between straight or right.
I'll go straight.
You hit a wall and you are out of glints.
Bummer.
So you looks like you only found 1 deposit in there. Keep in mind that all the directions I gave you are places you might be able to go.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't take them. If you didn't take them, it's unless I explicitly told you there was a wall or a dead end, they could be places that you can go.
Right.
All right. You have looked at the dungeon.
Didn't know that before. On the first one, it's left or right. I go right. Then it was all 3 directions?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only
You
one.
knew that on the
Didn't mark
final
them.
one. On the final miss, you could have gone right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Alright.
That's where we wanna go.
So you are all as a party. What do you do anything as you're going in?
I'm gonna stealth ahead and check for traps as we go.
Okay. Well then you have to both roll stealth and give me that number, and then roll investigation.
How
Give me that
much
number.
light is in this cave?
It is dim light.
I can kind of see it.
For
you have night
those
vision.
of us
I do.
that
Dark
can't
vision.
'Cause you're-
see very
You're
well,
Okay.
I am going to cast. Yeah,
Do I get inherent dark vision?
I'm going to
Unless
cast
your grace tells you that.
dancing
Because
lights,
of my eyes?
which gives me 4 torch-sized lights,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm just gonna give them as like glowing orbs that hover in the air, so we have
Nice.
our hands free.
Nice.
And each light sheds light in a 10-foot radius.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So you can
Great. Great.
see better.
Yes.
That's a cantrip.
Do you already have dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
So I don't send home a card.
21
They're
on
based around
stealth,
us.
22 on investigation.
Lit.
I have
love
a
a
plus
rogue.
9 to stealth and a plus 4 to energy.
Yeah.
We love a rogue.
This high elf rogue rolled some pretty good stats here.
Aegon,
So
did you know this was here?
Which thing?
This
Cave!
How did you find this?
Well, it's hard to explain. Basically,
in the stars, only you hear the voice of Master Vareni just cackling, laughing so hard.
yeah, so basically, this old meatbag that was my mentor taught me how to see what the stars want me to see without using my eyes. This doesn't make any sense,
Bro, can I get some?
but it's really wild.
Pretty cool.
Just trust me. I'll prove to you that I'm not crazy here in a minute. There's a mineral deposit not too far away.
How could you possibly know that?
I saw it. Don't worry about
You okay?
it. Well, we'll get
Trust
there.
you. Did you
Okay.
bring your shield to go digging with?
So
Yeah, my shield's actually great for carrying rocks and gemstones.
Simple curiosity. Have you ever used that shield
Yes.
for anything
This seems
other
like
than
a sore
pulling?
subject.
Oh no.
Okay, alright. Good.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you're experienced pulling rocks.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep your 21 and 22 for the entirety of the dungeon, so we don't have to re-roll every single time. So congrats. I would have you kept it no matter what. So just being standard here. You go forward. You take a right. The walls are damp. Obvious, no one's been here in a long time. They are not decorated. It is mostly dirt with sort of this vague rocky structure that keeps it open for all of you. The floors are a kind of an inlaid stone, which is interesting. The fact that it's not decorative, but is simply like a paved surface. Looks like kind of a rock-laid surface. And you walk forward. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about here. You get to an intersection. So you take a right, you get to an intersection, and there are 3 directions for you to travel. You can go left, right, or forward.
Okay,
Back to
guys.
Aegon.
So I know if we go straight, I can lead us to a deposit, but in theory, there could either be walls or more to see either left or right. I didn't get the chance to see.
I mean, it'd be nice to get some gemstones, so...
We could always come back, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we can just backtrack.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Lead us to the gemstones then.
Alright.
Okay? So you're going straight? Okay, you go straight. You go straight, and then you hit a turn, which is going to force you left.
Left.
And when you look left, you notice that the cavern is going to very steeply and quickly descend lower. It's going to slant downwards in front of you.
Hesitantly
And,
look back.
It smells pretty bad. Actually, how bad does it smell?
What?
It smells kind of bad. It's not that bad.
dankness.
Yeah, we're rolling for dank dungeons here. You end up actually looking downward, and I am going to take your 22. It is clear to you that the integrity of the dirt-like surface in front of you is not structurally sound.
Okay, I'm gonna signal to them to stop and come back and okay, this doesn't look the sturdiest. I'm not sure about the heavier members of our party being able to traverse it.
She's talking.
I'd like to float down because I can remain floating the entire time.
You do!
You go!
You literally just kind of float
And I
down.
have dark vision.
So it is, that's very helpful. You are now, the incline, let's say that it's about 40 feet long and 30 feet down. It's a long way.
Can I slide down on my shield?
You want to try to slide down on your shield.
I'm gonna recommend against it.
That's not a good idea. No.
It's up to you.
This'll be fun!
Go for it.
I don't feel like
Okay,
that's
guys.
a good idea.
I have an idea. I have some woven hemp rope in my bag. Does anyone else have any rope? Because there's a stalagmite right here. Yeah, that's the correct word.
Tight.
Might is the
Down.
one on the bottom.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
got some
stalagmite.
I got some.
Great. I think.
Is there a big enough stalagmite?
Oh.
These are big.
There is a very large stalagmite. there is a very large stalagmite immediately by you, like it was put there for this exact purpose.
So there's a really big stalagmite here, right? If we take our rope.
It can hold all of you at once.
Great. So let's all get our rope together.
I
And-
do not have rope.
I don't either.
That's
I have
fine.
50 feet. We have
We
plenty.
can use it to make sure that we have enough slack. You said that it doesn't look sturdy, right?
Does not look sturdy.
like.
Define
Are
sturdy.
you meaning like
Is it-
mudslide?
Yeah,
sturdy?
mudslide.
Mudslide
Okay.
sturdy.
Yeah.
Can I
So
just- can I
worst
just-
case, I'm just gonna wrap my rope around my waist and walk down because I can definitely
Or we
handle
could-
that.
Can I just float down first?
You already did.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you're
already down.
What?
And echoes from the cavern.
Maybe let's bring it down. We don't know what
Fair
else is in
No
here.
havens, please.
I know there are rocks in there.
Oh, well, we don't know what else.
You're
Okay.
a little
can
bit
handle
like
ourselves.
hesitant about all this because
This is
I
interesting.
honestly don't think she's ever been underground before.
That might be
So
true.
she does
Okay.
not
I
like
think we're
this.
fine.
So-
we have Star with us.
We do not have Sar with
Oh,
us.
who are you
He's
talking
tied
about?
up outside the
No,
house,
just
maybe?
in young in
Oh,
general. She has
okay.
never
The
been underground
purple-
before, and she's
the
not
purple
happy.
hearth?
I see.
What do
The
you call
purple
it?
hearth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the purple hearth.
Okay.
Okay, so hear me out.
Alright, I'm gonna
That
head out.
stalagmite.
I'm gonna.
That
You can do
stalagmite
it.
idea.
No, okay,
is
do
good.
it. You jumped on your shield. I need you to roll just acrobatics.
Please tell me somebody else
Yes.
is still
An
up at the top
18.
with
You
me.
got 18?
I am, and I should be down there.
So all of you, well, you're down there already. You all watch as with the fairy light kind of gleaming off the sides of this cavern here. As Axios, you just gotta pop like a link, jump on your shield, and just like, and you're sliding down. And because the shield is smooth and large, and you're able to take it to the bottom, you end up getting there without a scrape.
You're kidding.
Dude.
You make it there.
That was cool!
So
Hey, thanks.
also Loki looks kind of sick. Pop a few tricks along the way.
Swag points.
Can I argue that we're
Swag money
inspired
all
by
out.
how swag money that cool trick
Do you have
was?
an intimate relationship with surfing?
No.
Then no.
Okay.
I'm going to very
I-
carefully make my way down. Try to
Okay.
just kind of.
Are you using the rope thing?
I also had the idea that we could maybe try and find some stalactites, and we could climb up the wall and tie off to the stalactite and tie the ropes together so that we could just swing down. I think it's a really good
How do
idea.
we get up there?
Anybody else
We
have
climb
a
up the
shield?
wall.
Okay.
How does-
I do. Yeah. I do have ropes. I'm wrapping it around myself and the stalactite and carefully trying to make my way
Okay.
down.
It's a slide.
Okay, I do be
Worked okay for me.
I do not want to be left up here by myself at all. So I don't have rope.
Here.
You can take all of my ropes.
Yeah. Here. I've got this rope, which was left over from when she went down and left it. Remember
Okay.
that happening?
Yeah. Okay, I do.
Animal Crossing. What?
Canonically, Animal Crossing is in this game.
So I take Lupin's rope and I
Okay.
like tie it around myself and tie it around the stalagmite.
All right.
And, like go down.
All right.
Very cautiously.
Let's.
So y'all two are left.
True.
I can catch you if you fall.
I think you should go.
Let's
first.
assume that all four of you use this system to get down there.
Okay.
And so I'll just roll.
I'm standing at the bottom with
acrobatics?
some spoons.
Do we roll acrobatics?
Not
Do we go?
You know what? For fun, I need all four of you to roll. This is just a dexterity check.
All four.
Just dex, not
us.
Oh,
acrobatics.
actually, no, it's athletics.
Athletics? Or
Yeah, because
acrobatics?
you're doing your repelling.
24.
Not as acrobatic as our shield friend over here.
So I have a shield. I can shield surf.
That's a nat
Too bad.
20!
Oh! Wait,
Let's
it's
go.
athletics, not
Yeah,
acrobatics.
That's a
yeah,
3.
athletics. All you want
Could
is
it be acrobatics?
nope. You're not doing anything acrobatic.
24.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
All you need is to not roll horrifically poorly. How did everyone do?
9.
Nat 20.
Great. Did you say 3? You're holding up your roll? Yeah, that's pretty horrifically bad.
I have a -2 that night.
Well, that's how it works sometimes.
Dude.
Wow.
you do?
So all of you are kind of going down on this rope. We're gonna say that you're last. Actually, you're probably last. We're gonna say you're like second. You're making your way down, and your feet slip. And even though you are holding onto this rope, and we can even say sight around you, your feet slip, and you find yourself being kind of throttled, like slung down this surface as the mud kicks up, and as the dirt is like
Yikes.
getting into your I don't know what you wear, pants.
Bloody boots.
Why don't you roll? Let's do 1d4 plus 1 bludgeoning damage.
Yikes.
I don't like cushion his fall at all with my spoons.
No! How much health do you have left?
That's a 5, so I have the 4 health left.
So this. He looks immediately pretty badly beaten up from this.
You might want to
Like tumble
Can I use
around.
some healing words or something?
Yeah. What does your spell say?
You're gonna want to use the app for this one.
App's better.
Yeah.
App's better. Oh, you're in the app.
I also have a
It's like-
pool of
it's in
5
your
HP
spells.
that I can
Yeah,
distribute.
you can go to yourself.
like
First
once per long
level.
rest.
It's in
What?
the. It's in
It's
the.
a Leonin?
Ninestone.
Oh, it's Paladin.
Yeah. It's just 5 HP, and
Okay.
I can like
lay on hand, and anywhere from 1 to 5, I can
Yeah.
like
It's a
distribute
little
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Help to give out.
Yeah.
But it's only
Is it temporary, or does it just?
And by the way, the rest of you all
It just
get
restores.
If you want- if you
just
want-
restores.
if
You can't.
with baited.
Oh,
yeah,
Sure.
it's not
Figure
like
yourself.
a temporary.
What'd you say? Sorry.
You all make it down.
Okay.
What do you need?
I just want to look at it.
Okay, so you would go to self,
It
and
is
then why is this not
when
your
cast.
self? Where is it?
Healing word.
You do 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability
Oh,
modifier.
you're not logged in as
Yeah.
yourself.
Which for
Correct.
her is wisdom.
So,
So you
that
So,
you
is-
take the
okay,
wisdom.
you
modifier.
do-
Okay, so you would go to
You're
party.
gonna. Yeah.
Okay, so you would go to party and then click on spells. Actually,
Oh, it's
you know
on
it's a
this
sapphire, so you can actually.
Yeah, you can always
filter
you
by
can see the spell
sapphire
info
by
instantly
tapping
via
sapphire.
the
And
Ninestone
then,
companion
you know, it's
app.
healing word, and so you,
No,
or
no,
It
that was
just
out
says
from
it
the
right there.
iOS or Android stores, but kind of
I
not
don't
really.
think you can do
Yeah,
that.
you really can't do that at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This thing?
As Dirk would say,
Yeah,
it's for
it's
select
the
members.
triangle
only.
one.
Yours is
and
wisdom,
then
by the
your
way.
spellcasting ability modifier, you would go back to
It's
here,
wisdom.
and then your modifier is this +3 right here.
Very good.
So he's fully healing.
Can
word.
do I just roll it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll just for fun.
4.
4.
How do you
Very-
know what number it is?
The top
It's the
one.
one
That's
at
a
the
4.
top.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
These
So
two little
4
dice.
plus 3.
Cool. You are at full health again. Woo! Literally, what just happens is you all see him go, and he tumbles all the way down, and he's like badly bruised, and then you just go, you take out your gemstone, and you just like cast it on him, and then he's like
I
exactly.
flip
She has to
Right.
say a healing word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What word do you say?
What's your healing word?
Swag.
Swag money.
Whoa! What a great word! I feel so great.
Oh,
I don't know if I hate it or love it.
So,
So
okay.
I flip one of these over, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you use vessel for it. Okay, good job. You did it. You're there, and you can go straight or you can go right at the base of this.
Isn't
Well-
this where the deposit is?
No. So
Oh.
we need to go right, and the deposit should be straight in front of us.
We'll go right. Okay.
You go right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go right.
Yes.
You go right.
We go right.
You go right. So you are walking along, and now it looks as though the cavern walls, instead of being rounded out and dirtier, they are flat, like they were constructed, like mausoleum or catacombs, like these were. Actually, goes around, but specifically squared out using stones in the walls.
I tap
And-
at the floor to see if there's like flooring beneath the dirt,
Like if it makes a
If you
difference.
Oh, I
hear a
see.
sound.
I see.
or like if I scrape away any
Yeah.
dirt and then it like reveals.
Yeah.
floor.
So
I'm
you
just
do.
curious.
You do. It's actually not that dirty down there
Okay.
after you've rounded the corner, so it's really just sort of a flat, stony area. And you begin to notice that in the sides of the walls there are these Taurus bowls that are inlaid as relief sculptures, and every single one of them, about 30 of them, let's say, extending down this 100-foot long hallway, they have in their eyes sort of like an encrusted, very small, like a sapphire-looking eye thing. Yeah. For mechanical purposes, it's so small it wouldn't even be considered a shard. It's decorative, mainly. But as you continue walking down, you notice at the end that there is a big basin, this large brass-looking thing. And you know that in this room is a deposit.
All right.
So you have bowls around you. It kind of opens up into a more square room. Brass basin.
Can I look into the basin?
Yep.
Okay, I look into the basin.
Turns out
There's nothing there.
there's a hole in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
A hole?
Okay.
How big of a
How
hole?
big
are
of
we
a hole?
Big enough to jam some pickaxes into. There are.
Hey you! I'm gonna get ready for
I
a
got
trap
one.
to spring. Actually, can I check for traps on the basin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Investigation.
Honestly, so far this is sounding like an ancient toilet of sorts.
Gross.
A basin with a hole in it.
15.
Different. Say 15 again.
15.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You look inside. There are deposits in here. There are 2 of them. There are 2 level 0 deposits.
Can I identify what the gemstone is?
Oh yes.
Do I care?
Yeah, you get to know.
Okay.
If you go to your companion app,
Wham!
Do I
it's
go
time
to
for
the mining
deposit.
tab?
Yeah.
No current deposit.
I don't.
No
Sad thing.
Oh yeah, it's not there yet.
So. Yeah, I specifically didn't add the mining tab on everyone who wasn't a miner, which, in retrospect,
Not as
is-
excited.
Well, because they would want to see like the thing.
Like, I can't help. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Logan, can you hand me my iPad real quick?
I don't know.
Turn
This is your iPad, correct?
Yes. You can unplug it.
Okay.
Swag. Wait, what?
I
The
can
app go?
probably
There
get
it
it
is.
pretty fast.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that if I'm doing this correctly, that we are going to add a deposit to you right
Does this auto refund?
now.
Yep, I see it.
It's a level 2 deposit.
It is not a level 2 deposit.
Oh.
Oh.
It is very much not a level 2
Level
deposit.
Level 2.
Oh, weird. Okay, I do know why it's doing that now. I'm going to edit deposits. Go to deposit. Taurus number 1.
Oh, look, I'm
This
looking at
is level 0. Don't you
Understandable. It's the first dungeon, guys.
Yeah, this is true.
We'll get there.
We're special.
It should be 0 now, right?
It
see
still
2.
says level 2.
Okay, so I have to simply remove it and put it back.
I demand that we have level 10 deposits immediately in our first
Level
dungeon.
10. Just get some casual
Okay.
level 10 spells. Alright.
This is level 4 deposit.
Can you put this over there?
Are you
Yikes.
currently showing it?
I need coaching from Annie.
What you putting in there, bud?
This? That's the level, right?
That sure says
That
level.
says 0, right? And then I'll clear it.
That number is a 0, right?
And then, see this?
It's been a
See how that's a
full
0?
time.
Yeah.
I put it in there.
What have you done?
I failed kindergarten.
I think I messed it up.
Justin locked.
Try putting it also, Annie.
2684.
I'll just make a new one.
No, go into it. Also put it for the tier. See if I just messed up.
Wasn't frowny face.
Brown.
Level 1?
Level 1 deposit.
Hold on.
No current deposit.
This is why you set it beforehand.
My name's Swag.
Put it in there just to see.
Does someone
I don't
say
know why
level
that was here.
6?
That's it.
Okay, yeah, now exit.
We could theoretically rack up some XP and see if it's a level 1.
Also,
That's actually not how it works. I have technically. I mean, I've supposedly made it easier.
DM says no.
GM says, I preordained this is a level 0. Stop talking. I'll fight you.
Y'all haven't done anything impressive. You haven't earned it.
I'm scared.
We built a house.
We built a very nice house.
Built a house.
Very
they
comfy
say.
beds.
All right, what about now?
Level 4.
It's not my fault.
Let me
It says
check.
level 0.
It's probably my fault.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, this is fine.
The problem is that because the app's doing a
this
lot
because it's back
of
and
work,
stuff?
we kind of have to get this to work right.
Right.
Oh wait, no, we don't.
Those things.
We actually don't.
What do you mean?
Does the level
It doesn't do as much
affect-
work because we're gonna learn the mining mini game.
Oh.
Yeah, during weaving, there's more RNG that the app is doing. We can handle this. If the app doesn't work, we can handle this without the
Well,
app.
hold on. What?
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so it does calculate it based on shards.
How mining works?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to everyone at home. We're handling multiple things at once right here, but I'm going to handle what the mining minigame looks like. It's pretty fun. Maybe not at the lowest level, but it will be more in the future. This is how the mining minigame works. There are deposit dice that look like this. They're white. Our miners are going to be able to take the level that they are as a miner, which in this case is half their character level, rounded up, it's 1. They're level 1. And they're going to roll both of the dice at once. Can I borrow a d6, please?
No, use mine.
Thanks.
All right.
So, if they roll, the short of it is that every single time they roll these dice, no matter how many have been added to the pot to begin with, they must remove one every single round until there are none left. But there are only 2 ways that they can remove them. Bank or tank.
Oh, boy.
Bank means if you take a deposit dice, remember these white ones that are right here, if a deposit dice happens to have a 6 on it, then you get to bank it. That is the equivalence of your character successfully extracting that aspect of the deposit from where it is and turning it into a gemstone. Yay! There. But if you happen to roll, we'll put it this way. The second way is tank. If you did not get a 6 on one of your deposit dice, you must remove the lowest numbered dice from the tray. The cool thing, though, is that these miner's dice are a way for you to take a hit without losing the deposit dice themselves. So if there's a tie, you get to pick. For example, if I rolled 2 4s, I obviously want this dice because it'll eventually be a 6, so instead I take this one out and I get to roll it one last time. Obviously, if there's only 1 dice, you're removing the lowest numbered die, so it better be a 6, or you're removing it and your game is over. That's the minigame. Pretty simple, but as you add larger deposits, you can get larger tier outputs. And as you add miner's dice by leveling up, or using other special techniques that our heroes haven't learned about, it becomes easier to mine those deposits. That's the way it works. So, with that, we are going to actually do it. And we're going to have both of you mine.
Mine, right?
I'm going to give this back.
So, it says to grab a deposit dice equal to the deposit level?
Yes.
Which is
Actually,
0?
since we are explaining this game, congratulations. I'm going to turn this into a deposit level 1. Just to get you started a little bit faster while at the same time making it clear how this game works so you can actually play it.
Right.
For those who don't know, a level 0 deposit, you kind of just get it. You just get it. Congrats. You have it now. It's a reward for exploring the dungeon and all that stuff. So we're gonna have both of you do a level 1 deposit because, frankly, you could fail and end up with a level 2 with a tier 0 gem. So with level 1 deposits, here's your deposit.
Thanks.
Here's
I
one for
have
you as
my
well
miners
because
D6.
there are 2 of them. And Logan, go ahead and roll. So bank or tank
Oh no.
doesn't count.
Send help.
Never counts.
Tanking.
All right.
Oh.
Help.
All right.
I failed.
You got a level 0, a tier 0 gem.
That's fine.
Mail.
Very bad.
That one.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm very bad.
Okay.
Nice tower sucks.
So the app is supposed to generate the types of gemstones you get.
Hold on.
We're getting there.
Well, so here's the cool thing. What is supposed to happen is, well, let's just do it this way. Because your characters are mining and you're failing to extract the gem in its full state, shards are breaking off from each swing.
Did someone
So you're
say
going to get some shards. You're going to get some shards. The app does some more complex math. Shards is very generally D4 plus 1 or D4 plus the tier. So in this case,
You
D4
fixed
plus
it.
1. Oh, you did.
Yay.
So never mind. Hold on. No rolls. Rolls don't count. Do I need to refresh?
Hold on.
Our rolls don't count. These rolls? Or these rolls?
No, don't roll that yet.
This.
Right.
Because we might use
Roll
the
it,
app.
yeah.
Roger. Not rolling this.
Yeah. I just have to publish it. So I actually have the working version right here, so I could just
Great, let's do
it
that.
for both
That's
of us.
So y'all both got 0
Great.
as your tier result, and then you'll also get some shards along the way.
I don't know if y'all will see this over there
don't think we will.
actually.
Tier
Yeah.
0
So we got a tier 0 topaz.
Very good.
Nice.
Neat. I'm gonna add it to our inventory.
Okay, we'll add it.
The deposit cleared.
Do you
Was
want...
that supposed to happen?
Uh-oh.
Nope. You do it again.
Hold on. Let me just refresh the page. I might have.
It is still in there as the current deposit. Should I
Okay,
remove
perfect.
it now?
Then that's probably a thing that I did, and I can change it.
That's
nope. Okay, I'm doing it again. So another 0. Submit. We got a tier 0 sapphire.
Hey, do you want the sapphire or the topaz?
We don't need to hold them. They don't do anything.
Yeah,
as
gems are not held by
gemstones.
individuals because, frankly, why? It doesn't
Right,
matter.
okay.
They're not spells. They
Right.
don't do anything. So that's why your app should have
Great.
them shared as a party.
They are.
I will now remind you all that if you want to, in this dungeon, you can weave these stones and see what they are.
I forget how many shards you have when you beat up those lizard people.
Oh yeah,
I
those in
also
there.
forget
She got
that.
6.
Yeah, it was 6, and we'll add them.
I'll
On
handle
later.
it later. They're
It doesn't
on a
matter now.
sticky note over there.
Frankly, y'all generated some number of shards just now, right? Didn't it
2?
do that? Some number.
I don't
yeah.
know. I added them to the inventory,
Oh, great.
so they're in there.
I'll
There are
trust that they are in
no
there. We
shards
tested this
in
before
here.
stream.
Yeah, we don't have shards. We have
We have the gems.
gemstones. No shards.
Okay. Again, doesn't have any mechanical impact, so we will do some hand wave. We
I
have this
wanna
footage. We can go
weave.
back and fix it. Why don't we weave?
I want to weave.
Let's give both of you one to weave, huh? One of you
Sapphire,
takes.
topaz.
Yeah. So you mined the topaz. You mined the sapphire. Who do you give them to?
Oh, well. I will
You're a
request
weaver?
the topaz.
Okay. I mind the topaz?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll take
There you
the
go. You give it to him.
yes.
All right, here you go.
Cool.
Thanks.
Now we're going to experience a small little taste of what weaving will look like in this campaign. This one, you will go to the Weaving app and be able to look at that on your phones if you're a weaver. And once you're in there, weaving is all about rolling what's called a percentage die. This is 2 d10s that go from, and don't get it twisted, 0 to 99. That is a percentage die. Some people do it the opposite way, just so we're clear, 0 299.
Yes.
So if you see a 0,
Right,
it's a
so
0. It's not a
that's a
10.
D8.
This is your D10 and your percentage check.
There you go. Great. So when you are putting something in, it's taking into account your level, your Weaver level. Just like the miners, it's your half your level rounded up. And it will tell you the roll you need to roll to get either shards, which is a fail state, or the failure state, a gemstone, a spellstone, a spellstone, which is what your party can now use immediately, or a muse stone, which has some cool perks. In this case, this would be a cantrip muse stone, and I'll explain what that is if you happen to get it.
So, she wants to hit show here, right?
Yep, go ahead and show needed rolls and tell us what you need.
So you need a 1 to get shards, a 93 to get a muse stone, and a 4 to get a spellstone.
Yeah, turns out it's pretty easy to get a spellstone if you're weaving a level 0 as a level 1 miner, weaver. So, go ahead and roll them and see what you get.
Woo!
She got a 13.
13's enough!
Stone.
Yeah, don't put it in just yet until we lock all this in, just for fun.
I got a 68.
68!
Nice.
You get 2 new level 0 spellstones, and why don't you tell us what you wove?
Spellstone for dancing lights. You create up to 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs
Very
that
cool.
hover in the air for the duration. You can
We'll stop there.
Okay.
Dancing Lights is awesome, and you now have it.
That's
and
what I have.
why don't you tell me the one that you wove?
So it goes into mine.
Druidcraft.
Druidcraft.
Nice.
Very cool. So, as the party is weaving these, Justin, do you want to hear what these spells sound like?
Yo. Can we get it?
Let's do these in order. So, the bigger the spell, the longer the beat. Just so you know, they have more soul in them, more music in their bellies. So, let's go to I got Druidcraft and Dancing Lights.
Correct.
So, believe it or not, because I'm a huge nerd, I created a very soft, rhythm taxonomy for me to use to make this
You're a
relatively
nerd.
consistent. Yeah, oh, you know it. So, I just have to recall it now. Okay, Dancing Lights is like this. You ready? You listening? Really close?
Got it.
There you go.
Yeah!
That's Dancing Lights. And then Druidcraft, you listen to it, and it goes.
I don't know what he's hearing, but it's...
There you go! So, your codes are A3 and C... Oh, sorry. A3 is Dancing Lights.
Okay.
C2 is Druidcraft.
Nice.
Better go. So, as you are
I
pulling...
take both of them and just kind of jam for a bit.
I don't know how to do both at the same time. So as you are digging these out of the basin, you eventually extract out the gems that are there. It's peculiar to you that there was a hole in the bottom of the basin, and then somehow underneath that, stones that hadn't yet been excavated yet. But you are under the impression that those rocks were put in there, like for a given purpose. With a 15, you don't sense anything wrong happening. You didn't sense any traps. You were pretty confident even that there wasn't like anything deadly that was going to get you. As you are pulling these out, you put them in their pockets, and you notice that you can indeed go left. It's actually the only place that you can go.
Wait, so who pockets them?
It's up to you to put them into the hands of whoever you think should use them.
Do you all want me to hold the lights or no?
I'll hold Druidcraft.
Yeah, go ahead and hold
Keep in mind that
spells.
all you have to do is really just give it to someone if you think they need it.
Yeah.
I don't
Go ahead
really
and
care
hold
at
them for
this
very
moment.
long. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't even have one spell slot.
yeah, I've got nothing.
Okay, so y'all can go left.
So, I didn't see any more deposits, but I know that we can go left, and there'll be a couple dead ends that we won't worry about, leading somewhere that I haven't seen.
I'll keep stealthing ahead.
As you walk, you notice that it begins to get darker, even with the flames that are flickering around you. The encrusted, jeweled eyes of the Tauruses behind you in the walls now are just a glimmer in the distance as you come up on a mighty 7-foot tall 20-foot tall, 7-foot wide solid slab of just stone. It's just like a concrete-like barrier. And on the front of it, a large bull head that juts out with a knocker, as though you were to take the ring in between its nose and slam
dangerous?
it into this door.
Is it dangerous?
I want to knock it.
I check for traps.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Investigation again, I take.
Yeah.
That is a 21.
Cool. You are certain there are no traps here.
Okay.
I want to
It's
knock
really
it.
old and unused.
Can I knock it? You guys mind? I'm gonna knock it. Okay.
Yeah, give me raw. Nah, it's just athletics.
Athletics. Plus 15.
15. Cool. What you hear is, and it echoes, and there's some dust that stirs in the room. You look, and nothing happens. And then you hear a voice.
Can all of us hear it?
Yeah, it's like it kind of reverberates through the tunnel. Face me. Charge me down and do not hesitate.
What side of the
well-
room is this coming from? I feel like
I
we
will not
should.
explain to you what that sounded.
We need to run towards whatever that was.
I
Okay.
Wait,
think
so
running away from it would probably
we
be
have-
more advised.
I assume there's solid walls on either side,
Yeah.
and then Taurus, and
Yeah.
We were
Where
told
we came
not
from?
to hesitate.
Yeah.
Why do I feel scared?
then. Okay. Hey guys.
We might die.
I am really not very smart, and I'm gonna try something, and you have to just watch it happen. I'm going to take my quarterstaff, and I am going to hold it, and I'm going to run full blast as hard as I can into the concrete wall that the Taurus is carved into.
Really?
Yeah,
This is what you're gonna do?
I'm prepared to take 8 points of bludgeoning.
I think it was 7, right? So you back up, and there's about a 20-foot runway to get some momentum here. And the moment that you step in this running motion onto the runway, you see fire spit from the bull's horn. And his eyes glow. And you hear,
Oh, I'm so going for this.
you're doing it!
Yeah,
You're
that's
going!
so sick.
Alright, y'all have seconds to do anything else.
He's gonna follow, right?
Immediately behind
You're
him.
running behind him?
Run
Yeah.
Oh, shoot! Wait, are you doing it? You have 2 seconds to comply.
Yes.
Okay, alright. I don't know what's gonna happen, so let's see.
Let's find out.
All of you are going to roll a... Ooh. Let's do a wisdom save first.
Oh, what?
Wasn't
Very wise.
And don't remember the number, just remember whether you got above whether you got a 14 or higher.
I got a nat 20.
I didn't.
Also in that 20!
What on earth?
Verified.
What are y'all doing on that side of the
This is gonna be very
I got
fun.
24.
What?
He's very
I got a
wise.
10.
Not.
Super wise.
Okay, so I have 2 losers
Can I
and 3
do
winners.
bardic inspiration?
Yeah, you have a +3.
Do you do it
have a
on
10.
reaction?
I don't. I think so.
It's
Hang
a
on.
bonus action?
Yeah, I
Well, the point is, can you do it after someone rolls?
It is a bonus action.
Even
It
though
doesn't.
would've had
It can be added after saving the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Oh, in that case, yes, you can use it.
Okay.
I
So
can ask.
inspiration die 1d6.
Well, but you already told us the 14 thing.
Oh, that's true. I did say what the outcome was. I forgot that I'd said that number out loud.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, that's true. Also, you would have failed. He would have failed either way. So,
Yeah.
so I have 2 losers and Lupin.
She has a,
So winners and losers.
Oh, great.
So this camera gets to enjoy this camera's demise. So what happens now? This is so funny. I think you say out loud, "I am very dumb." but I'm just gonna do this and just watch me. I think is what you said. And then you step, flaring nostrils, and then immediately, for some reason, everyone in your party goes, yeah! Everything together.
Everything's fine.
As the closer you get, the louder the voice reverberates as this like a bull breathing these huge heaving sighs of anger or anguish, whatever it is. You three are running, and you feel your legs start to shake. You're losing commitment and resolve, and you're running forward, and you stop. You, frozen, in your feet.
I am confused why that's a wisdom saving throw, but I'll take it.
Typically when you're being affected by fear, it's a wisdom save.
Oh, interesting. I understand now.
So you are locked in place. Despite kind of initiating the charge, you're there. Lupin also stops. Axios, you thought maybe that you could show yourself as the mightier fella of the bunch. You also freeze, but somehow you three are just very focused on this. And you're, I mean, what, 20 and you not 20 and not 20? Y'all are just blinding going down this hallway. No stopping, and the way this is gonna work is y'all have a threshold that you need to beat. The threshold is 16, but you are all going to roll d6s based on the number of people that strike the wall, which is none of you. You two are so resolved, you put your entire, we're gonna say you like drop kick the door, you throw your entire body weight into it, which, spoiler, means it'll hurt more if you fail, but means you roll double dice. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice to get a 16. Good luck.
We roll d6s.
5 d6s.
5 d6s, hopefully getting over 16. 2, 4, 3. Okay.
We don't roll, you guys
3.
both did.
They stopped.
2.
4. Okay, so 2, 2, 1, 3, 4.
2, 2,
12.
1, 3, 4.
Oh,
12.
no.
Ow.
We're gonna die. Time to
Really good
reroll
odds of
characters.
Not really good odds of that one. Someone do the math for me. As you all you two hurl yourselves into this thing, fired up by something. I think you just wanted to be out of there, so you just like get this
I just
over with.
wanted to leave.
I'm still jamming to the
And
music.
the three of you hear just kind of the crack of bodies striking stone. As all of this, and you two, boom, hit the deck. And so much. Oh my gosh. So I did say you're gonna take more damage, so but I won't make it too much more damage.
Please
Even
don't.
still, you take 5 points of damage. You got lucky. You ended up with 9. How
I'm
nice.
unconscious.
I
have 9 health points. Can I help? I can also help.
And you got. Oh, you didn't fare well either. You got a 5. You got 5 hit points of damage.
I'll heal her. I'll heal Cypress.
Okay, just do your spell. Do your spell. Yeah, all 3 watched Terry knock herself unconscious.
Okay,
But it's not because y'all were.
respect
This wasn't like a regular level of coward. It's not like y'all were like, ooh, I don't wanna. You were. It's like a force was grabbing you and keeping you from committing to the charge. So, just so you know, it's not like a regular form of fear. This just happened. Did we resolve the healing stuff or?
Who's healing me? How much?
I'm healing Cypress.
How does healing work when you're down?
3.
Is it
Get
just
4.
This regular.
you
You
just
just
get
get back
4?
up. You just get back up.
4, thank you.
So she can
what's
use
your
healing
max?
word
Ayla?
as many times as she has spell slot
What?
for it.
What's your max?
9. I'm in 4.
1d8.
I give you like a pity pat on the back, and you get 2 more.
I get 2 more?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay, I'm spending.
He uses lay on hands.
I'm spending one of my
I
tier
just
1
have
sapphires
5 that
cure
I can-
wounds
that
on
I can
Cypress,
distribute however I want.
and I'm doing
Yeah, you should have.
a. This is
Just
7
a
plus.
paladin
Ooh, what's my spellcasting
7
ability
plus
modifier?
something.
You should have cure wounds her
It's
and healing
fine.
worded me.
Hey, proficiencies mean you roll.
Okay, 7 plus 2.
With
I
advantage?
believe.
No,
it
you
adds
your
no.
proficiency.
Oh, you
There's a
said
number called a proficiency modifier. You just
Right.
add on top.
Yeah.
At level
Okay.
1, it should be a 2.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't
so
matter,
it,
but-
I gave you
Alright,
back
so
8
I wake up
Oh,
points. You're fully back to health. You're
embarrassed
fine.
and in pain. and just kind of look at.
Am I like
alright, we
in
got
running
you.
form and also kind of like still?
So, what did all of you roll? You rolled a 5,
I don't remember what
10.
I rolled.
10, and
Wasn't
something
good.
else. What did you roll,
I rolled a
Lupin?
10.
Let's say your number is exactly how far you got before freezing. So you're to furthest back. You were the farthest from them at the very beginning of the runway.
You were the one
and
that made us all
you two
start
stopped.
running.
You two stopped just like a few steps before the final plunge there. To make things worse, you hear a voice go. If only you had committed to your job.
I knocked myself out.
You did it pretty hard.
You hear no response.
Can we try again?
I mean, I feel great at doing it.
I'm gonna be honest. I would like to try.
I'd like to try again.
I feel great.
I want to try again.
Happened.
The side table wants to try. Let's do it.
I'll join. I feel great now.
You feel good.
Okay, I'll do what you want.
Alright,
I
so we
said
got
I'm like
no,
running.
Okay.
Shake my
So-
head exasperately.
Real quick, guys.
I'll
Real
join.
quick. So, our
Hold on, I need
choices
to roll
are
for bad luck real fast.
For what?
bad luck.
Cool. You roll perception.
How many hit
Oh, no, I
points did
missed.
I go down?
That's a good.
Passive perception?
3.
Good. Glad you probably figured that one out. Cool. Well, so y'all have to decide who's going to run into this thing, or no one if you decide.
So-
do you have healing?
Our
healing
choices are: we can try again,
left? I really want to try again.
or we can go try climb up the hill.
Are
Because
there-
we still
oh,
have
not
to get
very
back up
good
the hill.
odds either way.
I want to try
I'll
again.
try again.
I want to try again.
I say we
Did the
go
door
roll-
budge any when we all 3 rammed into it?
Ooh, good point. When you did it?
12 out of 16.
Cool. So when it did, you saw it kind of shake, like it reverberated in place. You don't see any cracks. Like it's not like you broke anything.
75% of the way to the check. Ow.
Should have brought
To the threshold.
We're very done with this.
My vote is still to go after it again.
Let's try it.
No.
You're
I'm
going,
down.
I'm going.
So, you all line yourselves up at the front. Not you though, right? You're not.
You want
Bardic
How many hit
inspiration.
points did I go down?
I don't. Oh, you lost 5 on your
That's
run.
what I
Do you
thought.
want to sing us a song, Bart?
I will sing a song of my people.
It's like a little charge song. So you begin this song. You're all getting maybe excited to charge it down. Maybe you're determined by visions of what Headmaster Zagria said, that only those who with the most determination can get this opportunity to become delegates to the library. Maybe it was Derek chiding you on that you would not be significant. Maybe it was an intimate moment in the stars where you realized that there was more for you than just being a student. Or perhaps it is just because you're mad at whatever this freaking voice is telling you to charge it down. But all of you line up, prepared to charge, and you hear a noise coming up, above, and behind you. Around the corner, up a sloped incline that you just descended, you hear.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm gonna blow out my rapier.
And as you begin looking one way and the other, the bowl in front of you with its nostrils flaring fire and a noise descending to the darkness, you prepare yourselves for what's coming next.
Oh,
And that is where we will end.
That noise.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. We will be back here next Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time to enjoy and see what is next for these heroes. We're going to sign off and rack up some experience points for our team. Take care, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. We don't die.
I hope I don't knock myself out again.